1027 at WIOD. And I see all those mobiles that you've been putting on there. I'm not going to fall into that trap. I'm going to say what I have to say. And what I'm going to, I mean, Knott's Landing lady was different because she's, a person. As opposed to some of these other people who are just going to go, for like 40 times. See, that just, you really have to wonder. Not just him, but he's one of the worst. But there are like a whole bunch of people out there. Like I was listening yesterday afternoon. Here are people making barnyard sound, and some of that is funny, okay? But it gets to the point where you got little pinheads who haven't got an original idea in their mind, and so they hear you do something, they start like feeding it back to you, like, jeez, we got the thing turned the wrong way. It's just like an echo chamber. For example, they do, and you do like that, and it's like a whole day of that. I'm just not interested, okay? Even my dogs are embarrassed by that. So I think that somewhere along the line there has to be, like I said, a happy medium. I can remember when I went to Daytimes on INZ, I did a couple of months, and we had a 4-share with the old, boring crap, okay? Not bad, not great demographics, but that was on a station that used to do 1s and 2s in midday with no spots. Then in a second book, in the winter book, long before there was any Birdie, by the way, Melvin, I just mentioned that in passing, we had a 7. And that's when all the Hallandale stuff started. And I eliminated all the guests. And we weren't doing that, and we weren't trying to be, as grotesque as we could be. But the bottom line was we were having a good time. We're doing a lighter show and having a good time, but talking to people over the age of 10. And it worked great. But that's where the happy medium lies. Not going back to doing Jason Polis and Reverend Popek screaming and yelling about, is God homosexual and is Madeline O'Hara a douchebag. That's, I don't think I could ever go back to doing that. Maybe for survival I might, but I don't think I could handle it. Because I've done it so many times before. And, one good thing, I mean, if you can only do one thing, then you're in trouble, okay? Like Mort Downey. He tried that other stupid show. Is that still on anymore, by the way, on that NBC thing? It is? Nobody knows about it. It's the best. Nobody talks about it. Because basically that's his shtick now, is like going on and chain-smoking cigarettes on the air and being a slime ball. And it ran its course, and he was hot as a pistol and made millions of dollars, and then, like bingo, like overnight, it died. So when you're one-dimensional, you got a problem. Luckily, there are other things I can do. I can't remember what the other ones are, but I'm working on it. But seriously, like Joey's a good example, okay? Joey's a disc jockey who's trying to be a talk show host. He's not cutting it. I mean, this station's got a 1-9 on the weekend. You know what kind of a number that is on the weekend? Big, major market, huge, enormous, Cox Broadcasting, WIOD. And, and everybody's going to sit back, well, when the Dolphins come back in. Well, that's the problem. That's always been the problem. The Dolphins only play for a few months out of the year. And those Dolphin listeners, man, I mean, God bless them. We love the money and all of that. But they're sure gone like a flash. Once football season's over, you can see it right here in the trends. They're gone, man. They disappear like the Invisible Man, like Ray Milland. So you have to have a little something more than that. I don't know. I'm just rambling on because I'm thinking out loud, like I said, but I can assure you that I'm not going to listen to 40 times a day and expect mature thinking people. I mean, see, you can still, this may come as a shock, but you can have a brain in your head and still have a great sense of humor. You don't have to be some kind of a mindless pinhead to have a sense of humor or think that something is funny, I mean, I think that's funny, but I'm not some kind of a mindless moron, and that's the problem. Buttload. Let's see, we got a mobile. Are they still there? Hello.
Yeah.
You're still there?
Yes.
Boy, these people are spending the money like crazy. I should get a cut. Yes?
You talk about the ratings. How do they know who listens to what anyway?
They take it out of a hat. Mobile in, what is this? Miami.
Hello.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you I've been listening to you for many years, and you sound fantastic today. I hope you're moving in the direction that you sound like you are.
Yeah, I want to go back to being an adult and stop, not that I've been trying to be anything else, but I'm being perceived as something by a certain element of listeners, and they've basically taken over the show, and it's going into crapper, and I'm not going to let that happen. I mean, there are a lot of people who just sit back until they've drowned, and I'm not going to wait that long.
I've been waiting for the day for that, and I knew you were going to come around to it. You sound fantastic today.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Now, see, there's a guy, not an old guy. I mean, I don't want to talk, hello, Neil. I don't want to go back to that, because everything that I've said about the senior citizen population in this community is true. about 70% of them are disgusting, hateful, miserable, rotten, horrendous, nasty, vicious, filthy bastards, okay? There's about maybe 30, I'll be generous, 40% who are nice people, who still have a sense of humor, who aren't hateful, who aren't bigoted, who don't want to share their misery with everybody else. But about 60-70% are the other kind. Hello, Neil, you're such a bastard. You know, that crap. You know? I don't want to go back to talking to them. I don't think anybody in their right mind would want to do that unless you're locked in a straitjacket and you don't have a choice. But there's a happy medium somewhere in between, like Mickey Dane. She's out of work. Maybe we bring her back. Call her the happy medium. Who's with a B? Oh, what's in your hair? Is it a bonnet? Is it a douchebag? What is it? What's in your hair? Oh, man, I tell you, I could do a monologue 4 hours on what this market has been. It's frustrating. It really is, and I've never been able to get that out of my system. And like the other day, I don't expect a lot from people. I don't think I have unrealistic expectations. And like the people in my Publix went out of the way, they didn't have to do that to get me that Diet Right soda and the flavors. They had it shipped in from Fort Pierce or somewhere, and they set it aside for me because they know I'm on a special diet. That was nice. And there are a lot of nice people when we do the remotes. My God, it's amazing how many nice people show up, and they bring you presents, and they're friendly, and they're nice, and they're legitimately nice people. But this town has got so many not so nice people. I'll give you a perfect example. As you know, well, some of you must know, I had a stroke, and I take medication for my blood pressure, my diabetes, and so on. And so I spend a lot of money on prescription drugs. And I have been going for about the last, it's got to be 2 years now, to the same pharmacy. I'm not going to say which one, the same drugstore. And I get my prescriptions refilled there. Now, the pharmacist, who is there like 90% of the time, like a couple of months ago, he said to me, do you work at WIOD? And I said, yeah. He was looking at the thing on the computer. And maybe the information said, I don't know, maybe I filled it out one time. And he said, and I said, yeah. I said, but not under this name, because obviously my prescriptions are under my real name, Behelfer. And he said, well, what do you do there? I said, well, I'm Neil Rogers. He said, yeah, I thought I recognized your face. And ever since then, when I go in there, he looks at me with a blank look. And again, I'm not expecting him to give me a discount. God forbid. There's no way he can do that or any special treatment. But it's just the idea that I spend a lot of money there. So even if I was just Mr. Smith from up the street and I was a regular customer, you'd expect he'd say, hi, Mr. Smith, how you doing? People here don't do that. One of my neighbors, no matter how many times I move, my people in my neighborhood, 99% of them are wonderful. You drive by, they wave, they smile, they're friendly, they're happy because we're like in paradise, okay? But one of my neighbors, I'm not going to say which one, is the grumpiest, and not an old guy, a young guy. And I'll see him and I'll say, hey, how you doing? Like he's constipated or something. And it's just part of the syndrome in this town. And it's depressing, right, Spencer?
Yes, sir. You're right. Everything you said.
Oh, man, you're right, Spencer, as long as you get that $10, right? Spencer, loan me $50. Come on.
You need it?
No, look at that. He's reaching in his pocket.
I do.
You would do it, wouldn't you, Spencer? You'd never see my ass again, I'll tell you that.
We're friends.
Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. Thank you, Spencer. Did you do a good job?
Definitely.
Because, I'm going on vacation. I won't see you for a couple of weeks.
I'm leaving.
When am I leaving? Friday.
And I'm leaving on the 4th.
And you're leaving on the 4th, so I won't see you for a long time. Well, have a good time, Spencer. You're a wonderful gentleman. Don't shake my hand so hard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I haven't been well. Okay, 10:36 at WIOD. Let's do a little break. I feel like Bob Lassiter here today with a really depressing monologue. But it's good to get it out of your system. It's like taking a gigantic enema. Let's do a little break here. We'll be right back. A couple of other interesting things I heard yesterday. First of all, there was another caller talking to Rick and Slut, and he was talking about something about the callers, the nutty callers. And they were talking back and forth. He said, yeah, well, of course, without them, Neil wouldn't have a show. And I thought, boy, that is sad. That's sad. It's like, it takes me back to the days of the lightning round. Now, the lightning round was fun. It's something that it happened. It evolved. It developed. And it was fun for a few weeks. And I went on vacation. And I don't want to blame somebody who's not here to defend himself now, namely the Bird, because he's got a lot of fans in this building. But I came back from vacation, and he had allowed it to get to the Pinheads had taken it over, and it turned into like a pornographic 15 minutes, and it was out of control, and you couldn't control it anymore, so we killed it, And that's what happened. Oh, speaking of the bird, look at that fax. Look at that. I can't believe it. Wait till you see this. It's a picture of the bird with a Cubs cap and a Cubs emblem on his sleeve. Look at that. Maybe he could pitch tonight. That is beautiful. Anyway, and then the other thing I heard was a young Cuban caller who said that his father had gotten a diary from Arbitron a couple of weeks ago, and he filled it out and put down all these Cuban stations, these Spanish language like Radio Mambi and QBA, etc., and he never listens to the radio. And see, that's another problem that we have in this market, probably more than any market in the country, because we still have this enormous number of people who think they're like on leave and are just waiting to go back home. And so their loyalty is still directed in that anti-Castro hysterical comunista thing. And you got to understand that the ratings for this market are not just for Dade County or Miami. It's Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Hollywood. It's all of Dade and all of Broward County. That's over 3 million people. And when Radio Mambi can be the number one station in this market, it has to tell you that there is something very, very wrong going on in this market. There's a lot of bogus diary filling out that is taking place. And you can't fight it. You just can't. There's no way to combat it because it's a fervor, it's an obsession, the likes of which you're never going to encounter in anything else. I mean, it's like, hey, this is my loyalty and I'm voting. It's like casting a vote. And one thing I was curious about, that young guy who called them, how come he didn't also fill out a diary? Because there was no indication. I could have been misreading him, but from what I gathered from the call, there was nothing to indicate that he ever got one. So maybe Daddy also filled that one in for him and put down Radio Mambi or QBA or RHC, whatever it was, because every family that gets called by Arbitron, every member of the household gets a diary. So that gives you an idea of what English language, especially AM radio stations, are up against in this market. That's not an excuse, but I'm just adding that component into the dilemma. Coral Springs.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Great.
Well, I've been listening to you for 10 years, and I'm really glad to hear what you had to say this morning, because I was getting like a little bored with douchebags.
Oh, man, a little bored.
Well, more than a little bored.
You know, what's happening is that at least on the phone, I'm not so sure about the listening audience, but at least on the phone, and that's what the listeners hear, we've been dealing for the last few months now with people who have such a limited repertoire that basically that's all they can do. And they might try to say something else just as kind of a lead-in because they're so embarrassed that that's really the only purpose they called. And then after about 15 seconds, well, can I call Joey a douchebag? And that's their whole act. That's all they've got. They have nothing to say.
I know. It's kind of like they really don't call up to say anything. They call up.
And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't listen to that either. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. I think that there's a middle ground that you can get to that would be fine. You don't have to have Reverend Emma in or any of these kinds of people, but I think you do a lot better, and it'd be more interesting listening.
Yeah.
From my personal point of view, like I said,
the thing about the guests is tough in this market. I've always said that because there's such a limited number of interesting people in this town, and that's why, like this morning, I'm flipping around on the dial, and Al had on Dr. Jan Bellows, the veterinarian.
Oh, no.
Dr. Bellows, he may be a wonderful veterinarian, a wonderful guy, but he has hoarded the airwaves in this town for so many years. He's been on every show 10,000 times.
I know.
And that just ain't going to happen on this show.
No. Well, I'm really glad to hear it. And I think you'll do better because I think you'll get back a lot of listeners.
Yeah, a lot of people who have an IQ of over 3.
Yeah, and better callers also.
Yeah.
Okay, well, have a good time on your vacation.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, see, I should have asked her, but I bet you she hasn't called this show in a long time because I don't recognize her voice, and she's been listening for a long time. And that says something. It says something right there. Because all of a sudden, just like the Knots Landing lady called today, I'm not saying I'm going to talk to all women or all people who sound like pseudo-intellectuals, but, God, there's got to be something better in this market than douchebag. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Lantana.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like the Knots Landing lady, she's like pleasant to talk to, you know.
Exactly.
Where the chronic callers with nothing to say sort of kill the show. And I feel that maybe the way that they rate your performance by these Arbitron ratings is kind of a unsophisticated way of doing it.
Well, that's what we have to live by. You know, you can't make excuses forever. I mean, if it's just one trend or one book, that's something. But you got to be a dummy if it goes on for months and months and months, and you're going in one direction, you've got to be pretty stupid not to understand that there's a problem there. And then of course, there's like a fallout that takes over the whole station.
Yeah, but now they rate your job according to these ratings.
No, well, they don't rate my job. I have I'm going to be here a long time, okay? They don't rate my job.
Okay, but, you know, if you're
But, I mean, you know, I could just come in every day and just go douchebag for the next year and a half, but it just isn't fulfilling. It's not enjoyable. I mean, I don't care how much you get paid, and I make a lot of money, but if you're not enjoying what you're doing, it's a hassle.
Yeah, but say your ratings fall after your contract is up, then they won't renew your contract then, right? As far as, you know.
Well, I'm not one of those paranoid people who worries about getting a job, okay? I haven't been out of a job in a very long time.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay, well, you have a good vacation. It was good talking to you.
Thanks.
All right.
1046 at WIOD. And as I said before, because I know they're listening, and Rick and Putz, you're great guys, and I don't want you to change anything, and play all the carts you want, have a great time, and an afternoon drive, what you're doing is great. You're going to have a giant number. I really believe that. But I just personally need to move a little bit into a more adult direction, okay? Because I can't deal with douchebag 24 hours a day. Kendall.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Hope you have a nice vacation. As soon as you get off, you can relax a little bit, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I feel great.
I just wanted to make a comment about what's going on at Spick and Span. They were doing something the other day about blocking out certain phone numbers that people can't call in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that a policy of the station, or is that just their policy?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I know we have call blocking and all that other stuff here. I'll be very honest, it's very ineffective because people that really want to go to great lengths to crank the show, they'll call from a mobile phone, which you can't block, or they'll go someplace. I mean, you know, there are always going to be half a dozen morons out there who are going to do that. I don't know in the context. I didn't hear that part of the show.
Yeah, some guy tried to call him, and he had to go next door to call him because his phone, the operator wouldn't let that call go through to WIOD or something like that.
Yeah.
I just felt that was the type of situation that, number one, I feel that they can't deal, a certain individual on that program can't deal with the callers that are either, they're disagreeing.
But now you want to start taking shots at them, and I don't want to do that.
No, it's not a shot.
They're good guys, and I will grant you that Rick is an emotional guy. He denies it, but he's a very explosive, emotional person. And I don't know. I haven't known him that long, so I don't know how much is for real and how much is put on. But I think that he can. If you look at him cross-eyed, you could set him off easily, which isn't all bad, but I mean, that's just his personality.
Well, I've always listened to WIOD, and even though a lot of people didn't like Steve Kane, there's a couple programs he did that were really,
Well, I'm going to say it again. I do not like Steve. I don't hate him, but I mean, he's just a hard guy to like, okay?
Right,
and when we worked together here, I tried to like him. We got along okay, but he's just a hard guy to like because he's so full of himself and so full of ego. But nonetheless, the proof is in the pudding, and we had a winning combination here, and things were going great, and now it's been all topsy-turvy, and it's like starting all over again. And I'm sure they're going to do fine in the afternoon. I'm not suggesting for a minute that Steve's coming back here because he's not, but I'm just not going to get caught up in the cesspool. I'm not going to go down the tubes with 12-year-old douchebags.
Well, I just feel like Rick can lighten up a little bit, deal with the callers one-on-one.
Well, but tell him that, though. Don't tell me that. Tell him that.
Yeah, but you can't tell him that because he won't take it. He'll, fall off the couch or something.
Well, then, so why is your telling me that going to affect him?
Well, hopefully he's listening, and he'll
I know he's listening, but now you're giving him an hour of material, so now he'll attack you, which is probably good.
Okay.
Have a
nice day.
Okay. 10:49. I'll be honest with you, okay? And that guy was a little, he was okay. He had a point, and he's entitled. It's America. But even these people we've talked to so far, this is like a breath of fresh air. And just as I said that, Meg came in. Oh, jeez. Shameless, self-promoting. I don't understand how you have time to be here, quite frankly. With an agenda like that, I have no idea how you've got the spare time to be in the building. Anyway, if you don't have time to run out for lunch, if you'd like to have a delicious Chinese meal delivered right to your door, to your home or orifice in Dade County, well, Tom Jicha's here just briefly on his way over to interview Penny Daniels. Now, who are you going to go see?
I'm going to see the head man, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah.
The head man?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Right.
The head shrinker. And what is he going to tell you?
I don't know. That's why I'm going over to talk, just see what's going on. So much been going on.
About their yellow journalism and how they just flagellate the news and get the public crazy and sensationalize.
I think there's going to be a toning down there, too. That's what I'm sensing. That's one of the reasons I'm...
I heard they took some of Sally's batteries away. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I'm not going to get into that.
No.
I still got to go over there and talk to him.
Well, it's good to see you, Tom. Tom
Yeah,
Jicha, of course, is a raconteur. You don't have the trends yet?
No, I hadn't seen them.
Good. Well, we're not going to give them to you this time.
When I didn't get them, I figured that was
Go
it.
see Bill Tanner. By the way, that's another shameless slime ball. He called me yesterday. The numbers came out yesterday, and he was on a hotline at 10:40. The numbers came in at 10:30, and we were having trouble with our machine as usual. And I knew as soon as I saw his name was on a thing that I went down and they went up.
Yeah.
That's the only time he will call me.
Yeah.
Is when they have a good trend and we go into crapper.
Well, those trends are so dicey anyway. It's where the books fall, and you don't know how many books were out, and some of the.
You sound like Boy Gary now.
Well,
I mean, that's a part of it. No, you're right. That's a part of it, but you have to be able to read the handwriting on the wall.
Well, I mean, one of the things, every time you talk about the trends, people call me up and say, well, how come you don't have the ratings? You always have the ratings. I say, these are not the ratings. These are the trends. And one of the reasons I don't report on them is because I really don't think they're that meaningful until you get the whole 3-month book.
Yeah.
And that's why they call them trends and not books. I'm just trying to make you feel better when you go on vacation.
I don't feel bad at all.
No,
Listen,
I'm
not. I got a contract. I'm going to be here a long time, but I just wanted to, when you're not enjoying it anymore, you have to realize that there's a reason. And when you're talking to like 60 people who are making barnyard sounds, it's not fun. I mean, I guess if I was 12 years old, I'd be happy as a pig in slop. Okay, but that's not where I'm coming from.
Yeah, the guy who calls every 15 minutes sounds like a horse. Yeah.
Well, he's one of them. I mean, there are others, but he's stands out like a sore tail.
I didn't know whether he was doing a horse or Cousin Brucey.
He's doing Johnny Dark, combination Johnny Dark and Cousin Brucey.
Is that what it
with
is?
a better wig.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say these are not happy days at WISD.
Well, you said it
that
before.
That got a little bit of circulation.
Yeah, well, it was good. It was true.
Well, that's kind of why I said it. I mean, things weren't going well. I don't think there's anything.
But you notice the log still looks pretty full here.
Sure does, and I see the phones are all
and all the lines
too.
are lit. Well, that's all that counts.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly a large.
Be sure and say hi to all my friends next door at Channel 7, because I was talking before too about the fact that this is not the friendliest town in the world.
Yeah.
And that no matter where you move, you always find like one or two grumpy neighbors, and over there next door, that's got to be one of the unfriendliest places at Channel 7. Since I've been talking about that on the air, there are a couple of people there like sheepishly, but they're in a world of their own, those TV people.
I think a lot of them probably aren't even aware of who you are or what you. I mean, how many of them really know you? How many of them how many of them would you really recognize?
No, but when you see that,
out of a lineup?
Listen, that's not the point. There are people in this building, I don't know who they are or what they do, but I see them every day. I say, hey, how you doing? Or, just because you see somebody every day, it's just common. Exactly. There's our guidebook for WIOD. It says who's in charge.
Yeah.
Ranieri's taking that home to read it and see if he can find an answer, because he's got a lot of questions too. But we'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm here. I was talking to Ranieri too. I'm going to be doing something on his anniversary coming up.
Was he depressed?
No, he's in a good mood.
Is he?
Yeah. Why shouldn't he be? I mean, he's
just
down a little bit.
See, he was smart. He signed for 3 more years while before the trend came out.
It was good, and he's held up well over the years.
He'll be all right. Well, Tom, it's wonderful.
North, huh?
It's wonderful seeing your smiling face. I'm leaving on Friday, and I'll be thinking a lot about this place.
Well, I'll pass one. I guess I'm heading out to L.A. in 2 weeks, so I probably won't see you for a while. And then when I get back, I'm going on my usual Saratoga jaunt. So I guess I won't see you till the fall. Enjoy your trip.
Till the fall?
It might be.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. Well, you'll be back the first week in July, right?
Yeah.
I'll be gone by then. I'm not getting back until the end of July. And then I'll be back for only about a week and a half, and then I'm going up north again on vacation that time. First time's work, second time's vacation.
What a rough life, man.
Yeah, it's
going
tough,
to Saratoga. That's a rough beach.
Well, that's my vacation.
I understand. I know.
And I
just trying to give you a rough time, like you and Hank.
And
well, go anybody but the Buccos. That's my new expression now. Even the Mets.
Hey, the Mets have got turned around a little bit now.
Yesterday I took back everything I've said, because we're getting some of these smart-ass Pirate fans calling in. They're worse than even the worst of the Met fans. And they're like, hey, it's wrapped up, man. It's all over. I got news.
162
I got news
season,
for them.
Yeah.
We aren't even to the halfway point, okay? And they're folding like an accordion right now. So we don't see Chuck Meyer in the building today. We'll understand that the ghost of Gino Simoli came back to life.
Well, once the Mets start hitting, I mean, with that pitching they've got, as long as they start hitting, and now
Viola looked at the other night.
Yeah, well, I think you had the right analysis.
Don't start counting your chickens before they hatch, okay? I mean, the Cubs are not going to do it because we're too far back.
Oh, and they're just devastated by injury. They got no pitching staff.
But you got Montreal, which I'll be honest with you.
They don't have the talent.
How much talent does it take this
They got
year?
a bunch of people playing over
Montreal, even the Phillies, which they're pitching shaky, and Pittsburgh, and who am I leaving? And the Mets. You got 4 teams that have all got a shot. Anybody but the Cubs and the Cardinals.
I just the Pirates are playing well. They have a good everyday lineup. I don't know if they're pitching to go all the way, but I can't imagine anyone else but the Pirates finishing ahead of the Mets just on sheer talent. I mean, and The Expos are too young. They just lost their guy who's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Shields.
Yeah, he's going to be out for about 6 weeks, I think. And the Phillies are just a bad club playing over their head. Lenny Dykstra wind up hitting under 300 before the season's over. He was 0 for 4 again last
night.
I
said, go anybody but the Buccos and the Mets.
Right.
Tom,
okay, well,
nice
listen,
to see you.
Enjoy your vacation.
Okay,
and,
you too.
Enjoy your present for my hysterical wife.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Okay.
Okay. Say hi to Penny, too, when you go by. She's a big fan of mine. Okay, there he goes, Tom Jicha, the radio TV guy from the Sun Sentinel, and I actually got my newspaper this morning without any water in it, which was nice. Anyway, Henry Barrow, what was that? What are you clapping about? For Tom? What does that mean? When you get out of here, you're just such a mindless slimeball. Henry Barrow's got the 11 o'clock...
They were enslaved in Egypt, massacred in Germany, and made fun of in Miami. Now, they're here live for one night only. 2 live Jews. Oi! 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 We were toasting up some bagels just as peaceful as you please when in walked Sheriff Goebbels, said, hey, Yid, we banned cream cheese. They dragged us both away. They slaughtered our best ox. Said, hey, where you 2 Jews are going, there'll be plenty of blocks. 2 live Jews. Catch the tour before they get caught. 2 live Jews. Tickets available at all deli counters and Hatikva master locations. Another concentration camp production.
Yeah, you know, the amazing part of this, everything that's going on in this town, which ties right in with what I'm talking about today with all these mindless pinheads, is that you could practically hear the boots, you know, marching outside your door. And if you have the audacity to go on here and say anything about it, you get all these jackasses calling it, oh, gee, you're taking away from my playtime. You know, like little kids in a sandbox. It's embarrassing, isn't it? It's pathetic. WIOD. Like I said, 1107 at WIOD. We have one open line. It's in Broward, 524-9463. 524 WIOD. Boca.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Boy, it sounds. I feel like I missed the boat, or I'm a little bit in the dark. It sounds like you made some sort of announcement this morning about a format change or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't keep repeating this throughout the entire show. I know not everybody tunes in at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I just, not a format change, but I'm just going to, when I come back from vacation, try to talk to people over the age of 10 who have an IQ of more than, people who are capable of saying more than just douchebag, you know, more than just that.
Yeah.
And it's killing me, it's killing the show, it's hurting the station, it's hurting all of the shows. I mean, I'm not taking the blame for the decline in the audience on the whole station, but I'm just saying that the succession of little pinheads calling in, making barnyard noises, isn't it helpful to this radio station?
Yeah. No, boy, I feel kind of silly because originally I called in to notify you what was on Sally Sleazy today. It was just unbelievable.
On what?
On Sally Jesse.
Yeah.
She had on, like, multiple amputees and their kids, and it was just...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a freak show, that's all. And, you know, I tried to tell one of the guys that was on that show a few months ago, who got all bent out of shape because of something that I said on the air, I said, all she's doing is exploiting you people. She doesn't have any sympathy. I mean, just look at the different shows she does every day with the fat people who weigh over 2,000. They have to bring them in with a crane and drop them through the roof. And that's how low how long do you think that's going to last?
Yeah. No, as long as there's, mutants and freaks and all the bizarre people out there, she's in business. But once that dries up, she's... Yeah, once she's had every kind of freak on the air or every kind of poor soul who, you know, looks bizarre, that's going to be it. Yeah. So you taking requests... Hello? Yes, sir, I'm here. Yeah. I don't know if I missed that, if you announced that this morning. I was dying to hear. My favorite thing isn't actually a card. It's, I guess it's a bit the thing... Douchebag! No, not the douchebag thing where a guy calls in and, like, berates the bird, and the bird just stands there helplessly, and the guy goes, I can't stand it. You're so stupid. Say something. Play something. Well, you just did the whole card, so I guess now we don't have to play it. 11:09 at WIOD. We have one. Well, didn't he? He just did the whole thing, just about. An open line in Boca, 278 Depression and Palm Beach, 655 WIOD. Now, the only thing that disturbed me a little bit, the Knots Landing lady is a great person. We love her, but she said, well, I'm sorry I caught you on a down day or something like that. It's not a down day at all.
And that really bugs me when people do that. Oh, you sound like you're upset today. Can't I come on and honestly express the way I feel and have like an intelligent conversation without people assuming that I'm in a bad mood or I'm bent out of shape or I'm Mr. Grump? I don't understand that. It's so douchebag. Exactly. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad. I'm actually looking forward now to you going on vacation so you can get back and we can hear a better show, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about your show.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but you're right about what's been happening, and I got to believe
you have to be a moron not to hear it.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing a lot of it lately, and it's, you know, I got to believe I was going to say that the majority of people who really listen to your show year after year after year don't call you a lot.
Yeah.
They like to listen to the show. They like to enjoy it. Sometimes they get a little sick of some of the morons that are calling in. But a lot of us are, you know, like I'm in my 40s, and I'm working most of the time. I can't call you. I say most of the time. I mean, in the work I'm doing, I don't have the time to pick up the phone and call, whereas a lot of the people who are calling you sound like they're sitting around with nothing better to do than make trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I enjoy it, and I'm sure there's a lot of people just like me out here that do enjoy it but can't really get a chance to call you all the time. But we're happy to hear what you say. It's an update today, not a day.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing prepubescent radio, you know. Have a great day, pal.
You too. Bye-bye.
Neil's right. I suck. 11:15 at WIOD. We've got a couple open lines now. One in Dade, one in Broward, Palm Beach. Boy, I think we're like thinning out. What's that? There's definitely going to be a process that's going to take place there. But that's okay, because I can do these depressing monologues again for the next couple of months. Here's a lady in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Do you know who this is?
I haven't got a clue.
This is Amy from Tennessee. I called a couple weeks ago.
Hi, Amy. How you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Great.
Good. Let me just say one thing. Your show is great. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but one thing about your depressing people that you speak of, one thing that's wrong with them is that they're so depressed. I think that they want everyone else to be in the same situation as they are, and so that everyone's unhappy.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Right.
Right. So, let me ask you something. Do you know much about Mackinac Island?
Do I know much about it?
Mm-hmm.
No, I've never been there.
You've never been there?
No.
Oh, someone said you had.
Well, someone told a fib. I lived in Michigan for 12 years, but I was never at Mackinac Island.
No?
No.
Is it a nice place, you think, or?
Is it a nice place as compared to what? As compared to here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Any place.
Much cooler?
Cooler, nicer, nice, friendly people. Younger. Alive.
Good.
In the summertime. Why, are you going there?
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
Great. Well, have a good time, Amy.
I will. Listen, you keep up the good work and don't get depressed now.
Okay.
All righty.
See ya.
Bye.
11:17 at WIOD. Let's go to Cooper City.
Good morning, Neil. How are you, sir?
Great.
I just wanted to call and make a few comments, if I could, in regards to your show.
Yes, sir.
I've been listening to you since the days of Zeta, and this is the first time I've called you.
Uh-huh.
I'm a convert to AM when you brought me over to AM. And I just wanted to say I agree with you 100% on your changes that you're going to be making, and I'm really looking forward to it. I go back to the days when the Super Bowl riots and when I've tuned into your show, and I just wanted to tell you that I thought that was the best show you've done since you've been on IOD. I think you're great, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, there are times when you have something to say, and with this audience, or at least a part of it, the people that have taken the shows over, you feel guilty saying it because it's almost like you have an obligation to entertain them by playing the same 6 carts that they want to hear day after day after day. That's another part of it, too. We have like thousands of carts back here, and there's a lot of funny material, and yet, based on the callers to these shows, there are like 4 or 5 things. There's Casey Kasem and Ross the Jew and Dwayne Stomp and about 3 or 4 others, and if it was up to them, we would just play the same 6 carts on an endless loop, and we could just stay home.
Right, it gets really repetitive.
It's pathetic.
But I tell you, I'm really looking forward to it, and as I said, I'm 24 years old. I'm one of these young pinheads, so to speak, but I just cannot wait for the change. I think that you're going to find something down the middle of the road where you're going to, like you said, you have a sense of humor, okay? So it's not going to be a Steve Kane type thing, but I think you're going to make a lot of people happy out there.
Okay.
Okay, and thanks a lot, sir.
Thanks. Good hearing from you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, isn't this amazing how these interesting people are coming out of the woodwork that we otherwise would not be hearing from because we'd be hearing douchebag for 4 hours like we do almost every other. Oh, can I hear Dwayne stop? Please, please, can I hear Dwayne stop? It's not interesting. It's not funny anymore. It's not amusing. It isn't, it's garbage, man. Garbage. And starting this week, I discovered I'm not having a good time with this anymore. It's getting on my nerves. It's driving me nuts. It's embarrassing. And then the trends come out yesterday, and I thought, well, it's all right there in black and white, right? And, you know, these people in management, well, they can't find our audience. I'll grant you, Arbitron stinks, okay? I mean, there are these wild fluctuations that show that their sampling leaves a lot to be desired. But over a period of time, I mean, if you keep denying it forever, you're doomed to fail. Because that's where you have to go, okay? And you can't just keep trying to force it down the public's throat forever, because if they don't want it, they're just going someplace else. Especially in a market like this where there's so many different things to choose from. Little Joey.
How's it going, Neil?
Okay, Joey.
Well, it's sounding great. And I have to agree with you. It was getting kind of boring there.
Getting ponderous.
Anyways, I want to wish you a good vacation.
Thank you, Joey. How's Rick? Taking good care of him?
I haven't seen him in a couple of days, huh?
That wasn't my question.
Well, I guess he's doing fine.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of questions raised at that remote back at Specs last week. I'll tell you that. A lot of people talking.
A lot of people talking.
And wondering.
Well, he probably got in trouble with his girlfriend, so.
Yeah. Well, she's okay. She got it out of her system.
Yeah, she only said she was going to get pregnant 100 times.
Yeah, well, she's working on it, I understand.
Yeah, right.
And you're upset.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I can hear it in your voice.
No, I'm sick, not upset.
Okay. Well, I don't blame you.
Okay.
Well, listen, Joey, take care of yourself, and I'll see you when I get back.
No problem.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
WIOD.
Can I talk to Neil, please?
Hold on. Are you mobile?
Yes, I am.
Well, you're on right now, sir. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, how you doing, Neil?
Great.
No, sound the same on the phone. A couple of things. First of all, I agree with you. I hope you do your new format change. A little mix would be great. You know, I listened to you since Data, and a little mix would be better. And I remember when you used to do topics, and you did them better than anybody.
Oh, yeah. By far. Even better than Steve, which isn't saying much.
The next thing, how about those Tigers? You got to give them credit. They're starting to come back now.
Are they doing it? I don't pay too much attention to the American League, but are they doing something?
You know, the Cubs ain't doing anything, so you should go to the American League for.
Well, listen, I stick with my team, win or lose. We won a game last night, by the way. I know it's amazing. We won 2-1. This kid pitched a great game last night. Whatever, I can't think of his name, but which shows you what a superstar he is.
The National League. I pay attention to the American League.
Isn't that amazing? I can't even come close to thinking of his name. Almost as incoherent as Harry is.
Yeah. Well, anyway, keep up the good work, and I hope you have a good vacation.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Yeah, what's this kid's name? Harkey pitched 2 nights ago. He's pitching good, and then this other kid they brought up is pitching great, and I can't think of his name to save my life. I must be losing my mind. Isn't that embarrassing? I haven't got any idea. That is embarrassing. Now I feel like I've lost it. Harry has lost it totally. He was so incoherent last night. Dunston hit a line drive single to center field, and Harry said, "There's a high drive," and he just, stopped. And then Sandberg hit a home run to win the game in the top of the 9th inning. That turned out to be the winning run. And he just lost it. Anyway, and I don't blame him the way things have been going. Here's a message from the Florida Bankruptcy Center. If you're up to your 1126 at WIOD, here's a mobile in Fort... Wait a minute. We got a pig report. Is this for real? Hello?
Neil?
Yeah.
Hi. I just got stopped at a roadblock in Coral Gables. I thought your motorists might like to know about it.
Okay.
Alhambra Circle, just west of Lejeune. They're checking people's driver's licenses, etc.
Oh, jeez. Well, we seem to have an epidemic of this, don't we?
Oh, got to do something. Chase criminals.
Did they ask for your passport, too?
I guess I looked American enough.
Okay.
But as long as I got you on the phone, I got one controversy, if you got a minute.
Yeah.
There's a little-known law on Florida books that prohibits anyone over 16 years old from wearing a mask on public property. Lately, I've noticed in several TV news clips of police actions like prostitution stings, whatever, and I've seen a lot of police officers wearing masks. They probably don't know about the law.
Really?
But
let's bust their asses.
Well, maybe there's an attorney listening who could call and confirm it, but the law was passed about 75 years ago to combat the KKK from marching in public,
mm-hmm.
and I believe it still is on the books. So maybe somebody should clue them in on it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. By the way, speaking of clowns with masks, I can't believe it, but I got to congratulate Senator Connie Mack, who is one of my least favorite people. He's a real right-winger. Did you see that? He came out yesterday and supported Two Live Crew, and he said their music is garbage and it's trash, but that we cannot pick and choose what words we're going to censor because that's the foundation of the First Amendment. And here's beady-eyed Bob Graham, who, of course, is a real twit. And he's up there, well, you know, free speech isn't absolute and all that other crap. Bobby, you are still as embarrassing. I mean, if even Connie Mack, who is this virulent right-wing douchebag, if even he understands what freedom of speech means, how come Senator Bob is still such a jackass up there? He is so embarrassing, man. How do we keep electing people like Bob Graham and Bob Martinez? Well, we get what we deserve, I guess. Fort Lauderdale.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I've been listening to you for quite some time. It's the first time I've ever called a radio station. I've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed some of the things you've done. But I can tell you, my gut feeling is that you are a more intelligent person than a lot of people may realize. And I think you probably do very, very well discussing topics.
Well, I did it for years, sir. See, that's a lot of...
I haven't been with
Part of the problem is that a lot of the people who are listening the last couple of years never heard this show when I used to do topics, okay? I did that for like 12 years in this market and had like 10 and 11 shares a night. I had enormous rating. The only problem is that when you do nighttime radio in this market, most of the listeners are over the age of 100.
Well,
So-
I don't doubt that you could do well because you seem to be a very intelligent person.
Well, I am. I think brilliant would be the word.
I've heard you discuss and
I'm
debate
so brilliant. What am I doing here?
I said I've heard you discuss and debate some things, and you come from a very, very, I mean, you take a very good point of view. You're able to communicate. You're able to discuss, and I wish you very, very well with this. I think you'll do very, very well.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to change the whole show upside down because
You don't have to change the whole
Marvin
show.
has been getting some hysterical callers. I think we're going to do like a 180-degree turn, which we're not. But I think, and the callers seem to agree, that you can find a happy medium without turning the entire program over to a bunch of mindless simpletons who can only say douchebag and buttload. I mean, that's just not entertainment.
I would agree with you 100%, and I wish you very, very well.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. 11:30, and I know that's going to disappoint some of those mindless slime balls who think, hey, man, every day they can turn on the radio and hear somebody say douchebag for 4 hours. It's old. It's stale. Okay? I mean, put it on a tape.
Douchebag.
Exactly. Let's go to Otis. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of those woodwork people coming out. I've listened to you since probably the middle days of Zeta and followed you through. I have an interesting story to tell you one day.
Okay, now before you continue, I just want to say one thing for the people who in the audience who are listening, okay?
Yes.
And this includes you, although I haven't heard you that much, so you may prove me wrong before we're finished. But if you listen to the voices of the people who have called during the first hour and a half of the show today as compared to the last couple of months, the average general simpleton, have you noticed a difference?
I have. It's like the people who normally don't call are coming out of the woodwork and
Exactly.
calling. I've never called you before, but it just seemed like the day to do it. I just want to get straight on exactly what you're going to do with the show. You're not going to give up the bits and
You want to
everything.
get straight? Well, I can help you
so
with
to
that.
speak.
Okay, because I know that's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to make that many changes.
So to speak, you're not going to...
Well, no, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we can still play. It's not going to be a morbid, depressing show, and I still have, have a good sense of humor, and I enjoy the ACN stuff.
Right.
But for example, I'm not going to play Dwayne Stomp 8,000 times.
Please, I've got a barbecue out back. If you want to bring it over, we'll
It's like
put
the
some
guys in
steaks
the
on.
afternoon. The audience does the same thing to them with Throw Your Cat Away. That's a funny bit a few times, sparingly, but when they get forced to play it like, people want to hear it 100 times a day, it's not funny anymore. It's the same with anything else.
No, I never heard you do topics, but every other host that'll actually admit it and swallow their pride said you were the best. And like last week with Nick Navarro, that was a great show. We had some kind of intelligence.
But no, it wasn't a great show because the audience resisted it, because it was out of context. And I hadn't said, hey, well, let's make a little bit of a turn in the road here. So it was like fighting. And then people were calling and saying, oh, my God, thank goodness you're not going to keep this up because for a minute we thought you were going to get serious. What's wrong with being serious once in a while? Why do you have to be some kind of a mindless simpleton?
No, well, I'd say it was a great show because at least there was something on the table and we could still joke and have humor with it. That's like life is, you know. It's not all fun and games all the time.
When I left here, when I drove home that day, and I'm not saying this to be dramatic, but when I left here, I used to ask myself, how did the people in Europe ever let Hitler and the Nazis no, seriously, how did they let it happen? And now it's very easy to see how.
Really?
Because people are wrapped up in their own superficial, stupid little crap, and most people don't even make like a little allowance, like they take 5% or 2% or even 1% of their existence and devote it to something meaningful. They're all in their own little selfish world.
Oh, yes, exactly. From the majority of the population seems to be like that nowadays. No, I just wanted to get it clear, we're not going to give it up completely. But
I'm sure not going to sit here and talk about, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about, The Simpsons, for example, or Dick Tracy, because I'm not interested in those things. I mean, if people out there love them, more power to them, because I'm all for free enterprise. If people can make $50 million from it, great, okay, because there's a sucker born every minute. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend to care about it, because I don't.
Right.
And if the fact that I don't watch The Simpsons makes me less interesting to listen to some of the pinheads, that's their problem. Let them listen to Debbie Ellis, okay? She's a big talent.
Huge.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Neil.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
11:33 on All Grump Radio, WIOD. Now, I saw Boy Gary in there for just a couple of minutes ago. Is he, what's the story, Melvin? Is he, put a word on the board that would describe his response. Is he listening? He's upset at you about... Oh, so in other words, he's not paying any attention to what I'm talking about. That's good. Let's keep it that way. Let's go to Deerfield on the Fort Lauderdale. What is this? Deerfield, hello.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing?
Hey, I think what you're doing is great for one really main reason. You're the only intelligent liberal I've heard in this entire state in the past 20 years.
Can we still say that we're liberal on the air? Is that
I don't know.
Because I noticed we're still on the air.
A lot of trouble down here.
We're still on the air. Yeah, but look at when Connie Mack is as far from liberal as anything, and even he, with his right-wing credentials, comes out the other day and says, hey, this is wrong, man. This Judge Gonzalez is nuts, and all his censorship has got to stop. And, of course, that's what a real legitimate conservative is supposed to be all about. Less government interference in our rights.
That's what I was originally going to call it.
Man, what a breath of fresh air, huh?
I couldn't believe it when I read that in the paper. Connie Mack,
of all people. I mean, I know he was a pretty good baseball guy, but not in...
His point was very well made. His point was we can't start stepping on the First Amendment.
Yeah,
further on in the article...
Who starts picking and choosing what we can say and what we can read and what we can listen to? Because then you have what's called a dictator, is what it sounds like.
Well, further on the article, I don't know who it was attributed to, but someone claimed that some speech should be restricted. Now, who's going to tell us? That was
Governor Bob. That was Governor Bob.
Well,
I think
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think the only speech should be restricted is when it's coming from Governor Bob's mouth.
Or
Bobby Graham, beady-eyed Bob.
Well, there's two Bobs.
No, I'm talking about Graham.
Yeah, well, the other Bob ain't too cool either.
As in Graham Cracker. Well, that's what do you expect in Florida? Okay. The last governor we had in this state who was anywhere to the left of the Ayatollah was Leroy Collins, and that's long time ago.
It really surprised me to see.
And how he ever got elected in this Yahoo state beats a hell out of me. I have no idea.
Well, I hope that you keep on doing what you're doing and everything keeps going well for you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Have a good time on your vacation.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
11:36 at WIOD here on Sirius Radio. Actually, listen to these voices, man. You mean to say that he has no concept? Is that what you're telling me? Of anything? That's good. Keep him occupied, okay? Keep him in there with his Simpson cuts. Anyway, Tim from the Fresh Veggies on the way. They're bringing food now. I'm going to let everybody in the building pig out, and then I'm going to put some aside and take it home for lunch. I'm not going to eat it here on the air because I've discovered that if I eat on, even taking my pill and eating on the air, it sends my sugar up, and I can't do that. But I am going to set aside. And look at that. Just what timing. That was incredible. How you doing? That was amazing. So what I'm going to do, because I can see that the other people are going to invade, I'll put some in some plates and take it home for lunch. Anyway, is there more? Oh, my. So the Fresh Veggie is here, and I'm just going to have a little eggplant, then I'm taking my salad home, and that's it. In the meantime, everybody else just go nuts, okay? And don't leave the good... Look at that beautiful fruit. There's blueberries and cherries and stuff. Look at the size of those strawberries, man. Madonna would be jealous of those. And that great eggplant, which I can see is going to go very fast. I'm just alerting anybody in the building who might be listening that there's some great stuff in here. It's going to go real fast this time. And then this is like the chicken salad? Caesar. Oh, that's a Caesar? Great. A big, huge Caesar salad. And Caesar dressing and all kinds of great stuff. And we thank you very much. Look at Melvin jumping right in here. He's no fool. Fort Lauderdale.
Put a piece of...
Yeah, put this. Miami.
Hi there, Neil.
How you doing?
Is there any peppers there? I kind of miss you chewing up those little peppers next to the microphone.
Yeah, well, I'll start on that when I come back. Spice up the show a little bit.
Tuned in on Jay Michaels this morning.
Well, now we're getting to some exciting radio.
Just to hear him say goodbye to Randi Martin.
Oh.
Are they dumping her over there or what?
No, she's leaving there. They're not dumping her. She's getting out while the getting is good.
Something better, I hope.
Well, she's coming over here.
Oh. Well, you said you didn't want a sidekick. She's just coming over for
No, she's
vacation.
not coming over. No, I work alone, believe me. I mean, there may make a few changes on the show, but
and
I work alone.
Should be that way.
But no, she's going to come over, do some fill-ins, and maybe do some weekends, and who knows what. You know, she's worming her way in, which is fine. She's a nice person.
We'll push Joey right out.
Well, you said that.
Well, anyway...
You won't get any resistance from me, I'll guarantee you that.
Not to wander too far from the subject, I think Bob should go back to dairy farming.
Bob?
Yeah, Governor Bob, former governor.
Oh, Governor Bob, yeah, back to Graham Dairy Road. Well, he's a twerp, okay? He's a beady-eyed twerp, and there isn't any other state in the country. Even in North Carolina, they wouldn't elect a twerp like him, okay?
Yeah, well, they're with the rest of the world.
Thank you anyway, Mitch. No, you don't know what to... Well, we got some food going on here. It gets a little hectic.
Yeah, I can understand that. We're getting ready to break for lunch here. I hope everybody's going to remember the present governor when it comes time.
Yeah, well, they will, sir.
No freedom of choice or speech.
We could run Rick Alpo against him, and he'd win hands down.
Well, it's been fun. I'm out of material.
Okay, sir, have a great life. Let's not get too carried away here. WIOD.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I have a Larry King spot report.
Okay, hold on. WIOD.
Neil?
Hold on a minute, okay?
Okay.
WIOD.
Neil.
Hi.
Hi.
Hold on, okay?
Okay.
Well, the reason I'm doing this now is Melvin's in here getting his food, and he's got every right to do that briefly. Yes, how you doing?
Neil?
Hi.
Hi, I haven't
by the way, before we go on, can I just ask one dumb question? Now, yesterday I was listening, and at about 3:15, I was at my mother's house, and there was this grotesque, horrendous, loud noise that came over the air, and it went on and on and on. And then a rather hysterical Chuck Meyer came on, and then the noise came back on again, and he was doing that tornado warning thing. Now, I've been in the business for 30 years, and we've had a lot of tornado watches and tornado warnings, and we've been through hurricanes and all kinds of stuff, and I have never heard the likes of whatever that was. And Rick made a good point when it came back on yesterday. If there's something new that's going on, it would be nice if we knew about it, because I was sitting at my mother's thinking, well, where's the bomb shelter? Because it's all over now. Are they dropping H-bombs on Homestead? What the hell is going on? So evidently there must be something new that's going on, and it would be nice if the people in the news department or somewhere would tell us about it, because, you know...
You're talking about the funnel cloud yesterday?
Yeah, didn't you hear what we did on the air?
Yeah, I saw it.
No, why
they interrupted everything.
Yeah, but I mean, they went like nuts.
Well, anyway.
What'd you do to your arm? Did she break it?
Neil.
I believe it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes. First of all, I haven't called you in so long because I'm really not very good at belching or making animal grunts over the phone. And it's so good today to listen to really some intelligence.
Isn't it frightening that... Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's lucky I made the decision today instead of waiting 3-4 months, because the people we're hearing from today, including you, might have been gone in 3 or 4
Well, wait,
months.
I tuned in late, and Melvin really didn't give me an answer. What's going on?
What do you mean?
I mean, I said to him, is there a change in format? He goes, I really don't know.
I haven't discussed this with management because I stay away from them like poison. But I just have decided that, we need to come back and start on this show. And Rick and Crud in the afternoon, what they do is great, okay? But 8 hours a day of that is too much. And I would much rather spend the rest of however many more years I'm going to be doing this talking to people who are at least mature enough to say hello and goodbye and not just make animal sounds, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. And it's not, it's not a 180-degree turn, but
the gentleman that called a while ago that said, or the woman, I forgot, that said people don't realize how intelligent. I know you hate when people do this. You are.
No, keep it up, Mom.
Okay, darling. No, don't realize how intelligent you are. And I used to listen to you, and I know why you quit it. I mean, I used to hear your blood pressure going up and up and up.
No, it's not just blood pressure going up.
And it was
everything,
frustrating.
Everything goes in cycles, okay? And just like the stuff I was doing for the last 3 years, it was great for a while, and it was exciting, and it was different.
Tired.
And it's worn out.
It really is.
First of all, too many people have been trying to imitate it, and they've burned it out and buried it into the ground, and it's history, okay? I understand that. Doesn't bother me.
But, there could be a happy medium.
Well, that's what we're going to find.
That's great. That's really great.
That's exactly what I said at the beginning. You took the words right out of my thing.
Out of your thing?
A happy medium.
Okay, that's great. I can't wait.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we have a pig report, but not the kind that we've been hearing on the phone. Johnny Dark is in here with his eyeballs rolling around. Now, just try to control yourself, because there are other hungry people in the building who would like to have some of this great stuff from the Fresh Veggie up in Lighthouse Point. Okay? I mean, get a little plate, like a human being, okay? Instead of putting it in your hands, get a paper plate would be a good start, Johnny. WYOD.
Hello,
Yeah, that's about your size. What?
Could I have your fax number?
757. 7516.
All right, thanks.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah?
Isn't there something exciting you want to tell me before you do that?
No.
No? Well, what are you sending me?
A fax?
That's going to say?
I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Well, but give me some idea.
It has Barty Boy on it.
Oh.
Bart Simpson?
Great. Well, how old are you? About 8? Let's go to West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
How you doing?
All right. Well, the first thing I want to say is thank you.
Well, we haven't done anything yet. I may come back
yes,
from
you have.
I may come back from vacation and have a whole different frame of mind.
Of course you've done something. You've listened to the difference in the callers today.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference.
I don't want to go to an extreme and have like Meg's callers going. I'm rolling over with my CD 6 feet under the ground. I don't want that,
Yeah, I don't want that,
Exactly.
Neil. Of course not. But it's obvious to any stinking individual.
Any stinking individual?
Any stinking individual.
Yes, sir.
That the difference in the people who appreciate your show are beginning to call in today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're taking it away from all the juveniles, okay? If they want the juveniles any other day part, that's fine with me,
and the chronics and the idiots who have to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like anything else. If you give juvenile people an opportunity, they will destroy a good thing, and that's what they've done. We had a good time for a while, and they ran it into the ground, and they buried it, and destroyed it, and butchered it.
You're right.
And now let's go try to be semi-intelligent and still have a good time.
I enjoyed the lightning round for a couple of weeks. It was funny. It was entertaining, and then it got tedious, and then it got ponderous, and just kept going on and on and on. And the show improved when an unmentionable left your show, but then the Chronics kind of took over. It was like they were trying to take the place of who left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point.
And you don't need that.
Yeah, and then we had a whole bunch of juveniles who were coming in here who were, not all of them, but some of them who were just hoping to be the new, auditioning to be the new sidekick.
Studio and sitting there with you and all that. Enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they all wanted to be the new sidekick, and it wasn't going to happen, and it's not going to happen.
You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't want it. It's not necessary.
Yeah, I work alone, sir. Trust me.
I believe you. I've listened to you since you were on FM, just after you started on FM, and followed you on the AM. I'd never listened to AM before, and I came out of the closet. I admit to people, I listened to you. Up here in West Palm even, there's a lot.
And we can say one of the reasons that WYOD has so few women listening is because it's a heavy sports-intensive station, and that's been true for years. But one of the other reasons that the women audience has fallen off to almost non-existent is because most women, and I'm not saying women are smarter than men, but most women, Laura, you're full of it, don't want to hear douchebag and buttload for 4 hours every day. I'm telling you, that's not where they're at. That's not where they're at.
I don't either.
That's basically a wise guy, young punk, slimeball type of audience that wants to hear that, and it's very limited. And not only that, but those people are fickle anyway. They're like butterflies. They'll land in your backyard 1 minute, and then 5 minutes later, when they're tired of eating your plants, they'll go to land on somebody else's.
But even the people who aren't fickle are going to get tired of hearing Fabian and Fabian's cousin.
Hey, this is Fabian's cousin. Oh, then listen.
Harvey Jr.
Yesterday was like a magic awakening for me. Believe me.
Well, it's refreshing. All right, again, I would like to say thank you from West Palm Beach. There's a lot of people up here who listen to you, and the reason I had to call was I went to school with Jan Bellows, and I agree with everything.
Oh, my God. Talk about a shameless self-promoter. If he doesn't stop, he's going to be right in a class with Smeg Green pretty soon.
He's right in the same
that's
class.
saying a lot, but he's working on it.
He's right there.
That Alice, he's another one, went back to topics, but let's not get carried away. We don't want to do the flus and wipes on this show, okay?
Neil, I look forward to a tremendous improvement in your show when you get back. Have a great vacation wherever you go.
I sure will.
And I'll have a good time looking forward to hearing you come back.
Okay, thanks. 1150 at WYOD in a very shallow town. We have an open line in Palm Beach, 655-DEATH. 65. Well, it is a shallow town. The most exciting thing they have in this town. Look forward to this show, which I think says a lot. Anyway, okay, 1155 on All Depression Radio. Let's go to Fort Lauderdale. Go on. A lady in Hollywood.
Hi, Neil.
Hi, you're there.
How are you?
Great.
Oh, great. Listen, I'm delighted to hear you're going to upgrade your format. I think it may help your ratings a little bit, too.
Yeah, and my sanity, too.
Well, it could help everybody, believe me. I love sports. Naturally, I love the Reds and the Bengals being from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the fans that doesn't care if they suck or they're doing a great job, but I just love them.
Well, that's the meaning of fan. A lot of people down here don't know the meaning of the word. They think fan is somebody who jumps on the bandwagon when they're doing good, and then the rest of the time looks for somebody else.
No, I'd like them to win every year, but let's be logical. They're not going to do it.
Right. Well, they look pretty solid this year.
I like you as a fan, too. You're a good Cubs fan.
You bet.
And they're
by the
good.
way, with Sean Bosky, I'm embarrassed. I actually had to write it down when it came to me during the break. Sean Bosky won a game last night.
Well, we took one last night and lost one to Atlanta.
Yeah, it came from behind in the ninth inning in the first game.
We did the best we could. But I've been listening to you since Zeta, and I wanted to tell you, I work in ICU, and if I ever get the guy with the horse laugh on a ventilator, I'm pulling the plug.
That's pathetic, isn't it?
I can't stand it. I never get upset with people, but this guy is annoying.
Don't you wonder what some of these people's lives are all about? What they do,
I
where
think
they
he's
are?
a little fedrate, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, don't say that too loud. They might come and get you.
Yeah, I live too close to Davy to tell you the truth.
Exactly. There you go. They're on their horses right now.
Listen, thanks a lot for keeping me company during the day when I'm traveling in the car. You just make my day, and I think you make a lot of other people's day. And I wanted to thank your mom for giving us a great son. We really enjoy you.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
Keep up the great work.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I know my mom could change her voice so many different inflections. We have an open line in Broward, 524-WYOD, 524-MUNG. Boca.
So what's it going to be? You're going to have guests, that type of thing now, or what?
Well, I didn't really say that, did I? But the way you asked that question was almost like intimidating.
Well, no, it just, not supposed to be that way. It just sounds kind of like, are you going to do like a Steve Kane show? Or?
No, sir. God forbid.
Not that I want to say anything, but that
the urine lady
call sounds like, the pseudo-intellectuals that you used to talk about and all that. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the program. That's why I listened,
Yeah. Well, I do. And that's a judgment that I have to make, if you want to hear people making barnyard sounds all day and saying douchebag and buttload, hey, that more power to you, but that's not what this show's going to be all about.
No, it wasn't that bad.
And for me to sit here and keep repeating the same thing over and over again is kind of pointless. I know a lot of people come along in midstream, but the show isn't going to change 180 degrees, and I'm not going to do the Steve Kane show and beat the same old guests and topics into the ground, but I'm going to try to talk to people more on the level of adults as opposed to talking to prepubescent morons every day. It's not enjoyable. It's not good listening.
Well, I know whatever you do will work out, but, I liked how it was, It seems you go through one of these changes about once a year or so. And
No, I've been doing the same thing for 3 years now, and I had changed after doing topics for 12 years, and you have to have a feel for it, okay? Everything runs its course, okay? And if you're not sharp enough to pick up on that, you're doomed to be in the gutter, okay? Believe me.
Okay. And, let me just be probably the only person who will say today that before what you had was, to me, it was just fine.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, okay?
Bye-bye.
See ya. Oh. He's talking about pseudo-intellectual. Now, he's entitled to his opinion. I will listen to it all, okay? If you're full of crap like he was, you call right in. We have one open line in Broward, 524-WYOD, and 278-9463 in Boca, 278-SUED, WYOD.
Hi, Neil.
Yeah.
Neil, please.
Speaking.
Hi, Neil. I think it's a great idea what you're doing.
And
well, how do you think it's a great idea if we don't even know what it is yet?
well, all I can say is if you were to break up your show and do topics 1 or 2 a week and do your regular shtick 1 or 2 a week.
No, that doesn't work. No, every day it has to be a little bit different. The show's going to still be a little on the lighter side. Once in a while we'll get a little heavy, but I'm not going to like say on Tuesday and Thursday we're going to have guests and talk about World War III, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we're going to say douchebag 4,000 times. I mean that's not a show.
I know that's not what you would do because that's not you, but the way you're going to approach it, I think is going to be mix it up. I think it's going to be a variety that we'll enjoy.
Exactly.
And I look forward to it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And I know you don't like to hear the word douchebag, but I'd love to call my friends at Boca West major douchebags.
Douchebag. Have a great day.
Thanks, Neil.
See ya. Okay, that's going to do it for an exciting 11 to noon hour. The audience seems to be getting some extra stimulation today. God only knows what will happen on South Beach. Gail Bright, right? Gail Not So Bright is here with the noon news. We'll be back at 12:05. Rick and Slut will be here with an obviously traumatic show from 2 to 6. Hank Goldberg on Sports Talk. And G. Michael McGay for Stan Major from 8 to 11 tonight.
Opinions expressed by the host, guest, or callers are not necessarily those of the station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Scary tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're Gary Hart. While the wife is away, in the townhouse you'll play if you're Gary Hart. A big price you'll pay if with women you play. Not once, it was twice, you were caught with Miss Right. You're really not too smart if you can't stay apart. Now you won't be president, Gary Hart. You won't be the president, no, Gary Hart.
Oh, excuse me. 12:07 at WIOD, and let's take up a call, shall we, or not? Shall we just analyze the condition of mankind? Here's a lady in Plantation.
Neil.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
My faith in you has been restored.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I'm so happy you're doing this. Those chronics and idiots are killing your show.
You notice they're all gone?
Oh, I hope they stay away.
Because there are living and breathing people calling today.
Oh, Neil, don't even think about it on vacation. Just enjoy your vacation.
No, I don't. Well, that's why I'm glad I did it now before I go away. I can get it all under control.
Your timing is sensational, as usual.
Yeah.
So just do it and enjoy and have fun. Come back healthy.
I will do.
And I'll be looking forward to it.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Buttload.
Right.
See ya. 12:08. That was terrible. At good old WIOD, the station you can depend on. Let's go to a lady in North Miami. Hi. How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Okay.
Oh, I haven't talked to you in a while.
Amazing.
Oh, I know, but I got so tired of that routine.
Hold on a second, okay?
Yeah.
Because Melvin's in here feeding his face again.
Oh, dear.
Hold on. WIOD. See, there he is. See, we got him in
back.
there. Okay, now aren't you glad we got that out of the way?
Get rid of them. This is a lady from Aventura that used to call you about Knots Landing also.
Yes.
But I quit calling. Really, because, I don't know, just the program just really went down the tubes.
Yeah. Now, why are you... see, now Melvin is shaking his head no, but he's the same one who said after the bird left that the sky was falling.
I'm surprised it took you this long to realize what was going on.
Well, I'm slow.
Well,
Call me Mr. Slow.
No, not really, but, it's just like every other lady has mentioned it. I think it has done a lot, and that's why you're not
Well,
getting...
it kind of spread, though, like a disease, okay?
I know
it started to spread like a gigantic
know.
cancer over the entire station.
I know it. I know.
And we've all been smothering underneath it.
I think so, too. That's why I'm saying I'm surprised that it took you this long, really. But anyway, have a nice vacation. I'm going away tomorrow myself, and I'm glad you're feeling better and everything else.
Okay, you too. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye. Yeah, we will be hearing from people like that, Melvin. What was wrong with her? Was she a little too old for you? Well, that's too bad. We're not just going to be talking to little pinheads out there whose hormones are out of balance, okay? Although I am still watching MTV. That's part of the deal. Where's the boogie board spot? Oh, and see, there's like that sleazebag Madonna. That's another. I have no interest in Madonna. She bores me. She's ugly. She smells bad. She's got enough hair under her armpits to weave a new rug for Murray Decay, who's been dead for 20 years, or even Cousin Brucey. Forget it, okay? Forget it. The Simpsons, Madonna, and what was the other one? What was the third one? It'll come to me. Sean Bosky. Tamarack is gone. Pembroke Pines.
Hello?
Hi.
I'm 14 and I listen to you. My mom got me to listen to you, and I think you're terrific.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I hate Madonna.
Okay, you have excellent taste.
Have a good vacation.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Isn't that nice? How come everybody is so damn nice today? God, it's almost disgusting, isn't it? Man, but don't knock it, because it won't last for long. Okay, speaking of Melvin, you're going to have to get your hormones under control, okay? We can't. All the ladies who call can't be 14 like the last one. She was very nice, the young lady, but some of them will be over the age of 20, okay? I know that's depressing to you, but that's... When I see you, I fall in love. Okay, with apologies to Bill Calder, we stole all of his stuff because he's not on the air. Rose, how you doing, Rose?
I'm doing fine. I want to call to tell you I agree with what you're saying. I've heard this in your voice for quite a while.
Oh, it's been getting worse every day.
I've heard it. It's been undertoned, and I didn't do anything
about it. You know why I haven't really done anything? Because since I had the stroke, I haven't let anything aggravate me because I can't afford to let my pressure go crazy.
But you know, when I saw you at the remote, you were so tired when it was over. I mean, you looked tired.
Yeah.
But other than that... Haven't you liked the calls today? Hasn't it been great?
Yeah, and we can still talk to you and Rick and little Joey and a few people under the age of 100, but I mean, the bottom line is there has to be a halfway in between.
I agree.
Not just taking a whole radio show and turning it into like a pinhead hour of guttural sounds. You know,
I am a much better listener than I am a caller. I mean, I try to be funny, and I can't do that, you know. I have to leave that to you.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to have something to say, and that sounds so stupid all the time.
Right. Well, I've been saying that for a long time.
No. But anyway, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Well, it's great hearing from you. How's Rick doing?
Oh, I haven't seen him.
Why not?
Since the remote. Well,
I guess Joey's had him kind of busy, tied up.
Well, that could be, but like I say, I do have a life, you know, and it's just, I do get busy once in a while, but I do listen all the time.
There really must be something to be like Rick, to be wanted by anything that's alive, you know? It's quite a feeling, I guess. Doesn't last forever, Rick. When you start getting old, when you get to be like 22 and you start getting old and seedy, it'll be all over, pal. That's it.
Yeah. I'll give him to 24.
Okay, I bet you will. Hold your breath, Rose.
Take care.
Have a great day.
You too.
1217 at WIOD on your friendly station where the people today have a collective IQ of over 6 for the first time in months. Whether Melvin likes it or not, okay? At least he got fed today. That's something. Fort Lauderdale.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, eh?
Don't change it too much.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I think you're going through menopause, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going through midlife crisis.
No, but some of us like the way it is.
Well, I don't.
How come?
Do you want me to go through the whole thing again? Do I have to explain it to you?
No, but there's got to be a middle of the road.
You want to hear like 40 calls in a row going, yay, you douchebag, yay?
No,
is that your idea of a radio show?
No, but you don't want to take all the funness out of it.
I'm not taking the fun out of it, okay? We're still going to play some stuff and have a good time, but it doesn't have to be like some kind of a prepubescent circus. Douchebag, buttload, douchebag. That to me is not a radio show. I'm sorry.
Well, a little bit of that's not bad.
A little bit, yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, okay? Like, douchebag. Exactly, once in a while.
Not thrown in there.
But not 500 people in a row saying, hey, can I call Johnny a douchebag? Hey, this is Fabian's cousin. Who cares? Do you care?
No, I don't care whose cousin is who.
Exactly. In fact, if he's Fabian's cousin, doesn't he have a name?
But half the phone when you call, when Melvin answers the phone, is listening to the party he has in the control room.
Exactly. Which just ended only moments ago.
I was listening to it.
And then he wonders why on occasion we get a little surly, okay? Oh, he doesn't like me anymore.
It sounds like some preschool
He's another one needs to grow up in there, too. It's the same crap, okay? This is a business. It's not a party here.
sounded like there were some preschool girls cackling in the background.
Well, they're on the floor now.
They're on the floor.
They're all passed out.
That's what happens.
He put a little something in their Caesar salad.
Well, Neil, listen. I'm sure you'll come up with a happy medium and keep us rest of us pinheads happy.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to chase everybody away who's under the age of 100, but my God, let's at least have a little substance.
And, I am a chronic, but I still have a life, though. It's possible.
Well, you and Mr. Radio.
No, I don't like Mr. Radio.
And Super Dave. See, there were like a whole bunch of these chronic misfits, and that is the word for them, misfits. And I don't want anything to do with them, okay? Let them find another play toy. I'm not interested in them because they're boring. Nobody cares about what they're talking about, and they're just puffed up egos, okay? They're assholes.
I couldn't agree with you
more.
more.
Can we still say that?
Mm-hmm. You can still say that.
Okay, well, I know Connie Mack would approve.
Well, listen, yeah, that was great. I love reading that in the paper.
I love Connie Mack, sir. He may be a right-wing douchebag, but at least he knows what the First Amendment's all about, and thank God for that.
You got it. Listen, have a great time on vacation.
I will.
All right, buddy.
And I'll give you all the details when I get back.
Let us know about it.
Or at least most of them. See you later.
All right.
20 afternoon at WIOD. We have one open line. If you rush to that phone on your hands and knees, stick your crutch out and dial 524-QUETCH. 524 WIOD. The audience is so emotional today, aren't they? They're emotional. God, it's not like we're going on some kind of a trip to Auschwitz or something. That's next month with Sheriff Nick. Anyway, hey, listen, I got a topic for you, Melvin. It's called unemployment. 25 afternoon at WIOD. Want to thank the people of the Fresh Veggie again, Tim and all the nice people up there. They're on North Federal Highway in Lighthouse Point, just a little bit across from American Steak and Pizza. And they brought tons of great stuff again, including that incredible eggplant. The eggplant disappeared so fast, like you wouldn't believe. And beautiful, fresh fruit. We haven't had this much fruit in here since, what's-his-name was on the show. And just great produce and good stuff, okay? Let's go to Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, let me ask you something. What kind of a gay do you like to make love?
Miami, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that, you make my day.
Yeah. Let's go to Lantana. Hello.
Boy, I don't know how to follow those two, Neil.
Well, that's a good Quinella, sir. They're in love. What do you want?
Well,
They're emotional.
I wanted to tell you that I think that this proposed change that you're going to make is going to be a good thing for the show. A lot of these people don't remember your show since Zeta or since before Zeta. I remember your program since JNO up here. And one of the things that the period that I really enjoyed personally was when you first started doing the Hallandale Vice thing and you had a topic, but you weren't really dead serious. It wasn't the end of the world.
Well, no, I mean, you can have a sense of humor in this. See, that was the problem with Steve, is that everything was World War III every day, and he kept doing the same 6 topics over and over and over again, and they've all been done 50,000 times since then.
And I guess a lot of these people don't remember that period, so they don't know how you would treat a topic with your sense of humor and just pick on a little bit and really get some discussion going on it.
Yeah.
But I look forward to the change. I got tired of the horse
I can't
noise.
believe these people who are calling, well, geez, we like it just the way it is. I can't imagine anybody who enjoys the way the last few weeks, the way, a lot of the state, not just this show, but I mean, there's been so many of these morons, just one after another. And even if you listen to the Rick and Suds promo that we played today for their show, where the guy is burping and belching, I mean, see, a little bit of that is funny. The Burp Enders card is funny as hell. And once in a while, if we're eating, if it's spontaneous, it's funny. But then when you got a bunch of 19-year-old morons all calling in to make farting and burping sounds on it, it's not funny anymore. It's sick.
Yeah, there's a level
it's
to where
embarrassing.
It's funny because, sorry about the choice of words. It's interesting because my wife and I were discussing this yesterday because she's a school teacher and she's not off during the day like I am. And she was saying, well, gee, you're still listening to that program. How come you're listening to it? And it was kind of hard for me to explain that I was listening to it because I was hoping that something might change a little bit back to the way it used to be. Because I like some of the bits, but after a while it did get a little bit tedious. And I'm
and I want to make it very clear that I'm not trying to stick my nose into Rick and Suds. I mean, whatever they do, they got their show. They're going to do very well, and I enjoy them. I like them. They're good guys. And I'm not trying to influence what they do in any way, okay? Because one of the things that people have got to understand, and it's about time, I'm going to do my thing, and everybody else has got to do their thing instead of trying to be Neil Rogers. I'm sick of it. It's tired.
Well, that may be
That's another part of the problem.
Yeah, like the weekend. People they're trying to do their
Amen.
whatever
That's going over like a pregnant pole vaulter on a hot day in July.
Right.
Okay, have a good one.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
Bye.
28 afternoon at WIOD, the grocery lady, or should we take the collect call from Los Angeles? Now, why do you have all those exclamation marks after the grocery lady? Are you the grocery lady?
Hello?
Uh-huh.
Neil?
Yes. Now I know.
Neil?
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad to get you on the phone. I'm rarely home during the day, especially listening to radio.
Right.
Uh-huh. You recall me at all?
Not really.
Uh-huh. Well, it's quite some time, and I'm so pleased to hear what I am hearing today.
Exactly. Aren't these people a little cut above the usual slime balls that we have?
You bet. And I consider myself in that category.
What, slime ball?
No.
Oh, no.
The people above.
A cut above.
Uh-huh. Yes, and I was so disappointed when occasionally I would turn your station on and find and listen to what was going on.
Well, it got out of control. It's one thing to have a good time, a little fun, and a few laughs, but when a bunch of morons take it over and destroy it, it's out of control.
I said, this can't be my Neil, my favorite talk.
Well, you know me, I'm so weak. I let people overpower me.
Absolutely. And stay weak in the category you're going to be, and I'm assuming it's going to be something great.
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Have a great day.
Just want you to know I'm very happy to hear about all this.
Okay.
And I will listen to your station
Thank you so much.
I'm not home very often, but I will be whenever I am.
Make a habit of it.
Look, I sure will.
Okay.
Bye, darling.
See ya. Wow. 12:30 at WIOD. Now, just try to control yourself in there, will you, Melvin? God, you exaggerate so bad. Here's Collect from Los Angeles.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Hey, how's everything going down there in Miami?
It's wonderful, sir. The birds are singing and the dogs are squatting and everything is just the way it was when you left.
Really?
A big pile of stuff.
I hear they got a new format change.
Who?
You guys down there?
Who said that?
I don't know. That's what I heard. Word gets out to L.A. pretty quick.
Yeah, right. On what? On the FM?
No, on the AM.
Who said we had a format change?
No format change?
Where did you hear that?
Well, I don't know. I know they got a lot of format changes out your way now.
No, let me say it again.
Oh.
What is it?
Like Tunnel Radio. I know they're off the air.
Who?
Your other buddies over at FTL?
Toto Radio?
Yeah. They're back to the big town, they tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with us?
I don't know. Nothing really.
In other words, you've been on hold for a couple of minutes and you just picked up a little glimmer and right away all of a sudden you're getting hysterical, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you, I've been away for about 6 weeks and kind of missed the old Kachkas and everything, I guess, a little bit.
Right. Well, you'll have a good time out there with that callway. You better grab that other call.
No, they hung up already.
It could be pretty important, though.
Neil.
Could be Ed McMahon with that $20 million.
No, I'll tell you, out here, you might make it, but you blow it at the same time.
Yeah.
I've been listening
we know how that works.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So how's everything been there?
Everything's great, sir. Have a nice life.
Crowder's still running?
They're right now. In fact, if you get there in the next half hour, you get there for the daily double. Okay, sir? Say goodbye. Oh. Now, see, there's a good example. He can't hear me rip him anyway now because he's gone. Now, would you rather talk to him or the grocery lady? I'll take her any day. She was quick and brief and nice and meant well, and everything was wonderful. But he's like, had nothing to say. So how's everything going down there, huh? How's everything going? Here, there's a big format change. How's everything going, huh? So how's everything going? Douchebag, right? Douchebag. Oh, man. Anybody who's going to defend that as radio needs a lobotomy immediately, okay? Just like the people who... I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to go back into it. We have one open line in Boca, 278-HOPELESS, 278-9463. Let's go to Margate.
The Yankees are back.
Yeah, they're doing it. They are really right on top. Miami, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you something. I used to listen to you about probably 6-7 years ago, but I remember it was like really late at night, like probably after 10 o'clock.
8 to midnight.
Was it 8 to midnight was your show?
Uh-huh.
I'm not one of those, dude.
I know.
No, it was your show.
Kinda
It was a lot
rubs
different
off.
back then, though.
What?
Your show. I mean, it was a lot, a lot different. Not any of these chronics on, the line all the time.
Right. Well, see, back in those days...
What
though,
station was that on?
WINZ, WNWS. I've been all over the place, sir. I've been on all of them.
Oh. See, I didn't know that. I was in college back then, and I used to listen to you.
Yeah. Well, we had a more interesting show. The only problem was back in those days at night, the callers were all over the age of 100.
Yeah, I kind of tend to remember that.
And I'm not going back to that. I'm not going to do geriatric radio, so don't panic, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, Neil.
Okay, have a great day. Boy, very interesting audience today. They're all like, gee, what's going on? There's a big format. There isn't any format change. I have had no discussions with anybody in management. They pay me to do a talk show, okay, and they leave the content and the substance and the style up to me, okay, because it's the Neil Rogers show. It's not the Boy Gary show or the Mike Disney show or any of that. It's the Neil Rogers show, okay? So how I choose to do it and what we do on a show is going to be up to me, okay? And so whether we succeed or fail in part will be up to me, not based on somebody else's ingenuity, of which you can't find much around here. Anyway, 26 till 1 at WIOD. Doesn't take much ingenuity. I just had an interesting seminar with Melvin during the break there, and he's telling me that I'm abandoning the ship. Now, would you tell me what that means? What does that mean? I'm abandoning the ship? Yeah, the Titanic. I'm hopping off before it sinks, okay? And I'm going to float based on my own thing. Just like next door, they're floating with the coast. And I hope they don't drop it. Especially that big fat pig Johnny Dark, who was in here not once, twice, at least twice, filling up plates and making a big fat pig out of himself and made a mess on the table and has salad dressing just oozing all over the chairs and the floor. He is a disgusting slob, but with a good voice. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Is this the reorientation station? Listen, Neil, you're doing just exactly what you do all the time. Anyone who has listened to you over a period of time knows that every once in a while, when the wind blows the wrong way, the ship gets moved a little, you have to alter the course a little bit.
We make a little adjustment, as they say in the chiropractic business. We make a little adjustment.
Exactly, because the other way is to keep readjusting deck chairs on a Titanic doesn't make sense. You gotta change the course, and you're doing the right thing. And you know what? You're going to surprise all of us. It's going to do whatever it's going to do. You're going to beat it into shape, and we're all looking forward to it.
Okay.
All right?
Well, that sounds pretty exciting, beating it into shape.
I think we all need to do that once in a while.
Exactly. Have a great life, sir.
Okay, you too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
What is he talking about? 12:39, 21 till 1 at WIOD. I'll tell you one thing, this show is going by fast, like lightning, even though Melvin hates it. The reason he hates it is because he's had like about 4 or 5 people on the phone who are over the age of 10, and it's like culture shock. He can't handle it. Hello, Melvin. Can I speak to that wonderful Neil? Get used to it. Miami.
Neil.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on over there?
What does that mean, sir?
You're talking about you're toning this thing down. You can't tone it down. That's against the law.
Who used the word tone it down? Who used that expression up until this very perspicacious call?
I did.
Who? Yeah, you did. So what does that mean?
I mean, you can't. How can you? Oh, God. Are you serious?
Am I serious about what?
Toning the show down.
Serious? I did. See, there you go again. I never said that. You keep saying it. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I really am.
About toning it down? Because I don't know where you got that.
Well, how can you?
Why don't you define for us what that means, toning it down? What does that mean?
That would mean getting rid of pee-pee and hap and people like that. On all the...
1240 at WIOD. That was hap, okay? Now, see, as soon as he said it, it saved us a lot of time. And leave it to a jackass like that. We got rid of him a long time. Back at Zeta, we got rid of him. And he's still calling. He's like Cy Hirsch. No, hap, I take it back. Nobody is like Cy Hirsch. Here's a lady in Plantation.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
I've lost my nerve, but I called to add my voice to the ladies who have congratulated you, and tell Melvin that I'm 50, but I think 20. So
well, I'm 47, so it's not like you're an old lady compared to me. We're like basically the same age.
Right, and you know it's all a matter of in your head anyway. But the man from Lantana and the mobile whom you just spoke to both stole my thunder because I've been listening to you ever since you were on WNWS.
Oh, boy.
And you see, a lot of these people who have been listening to you since Zeta, they really don't know that side of you.
Exactly.
Yet.
In addition, a lot of the people who've only listened since I've been on IOD, they haven't got the foggiest idea of what it is I do. They haven't got any clue.
Absolutely. And I don't blame you about real serious topics because you definitely would have another, forgive me, but you would have another stroke.
Yeah, you could do it easy in this place.
But, you know, I mean, these young guys who probably can't pass their college exams, they're going to be...
There's only one thing that most of them can pass, and that's gas.
Well, maybe they'll still call if they can get in. And I think your idea of making sort of a happy medium is really going to keep everybody happy, and I hope you.
Yeah.
Neil, I interrupted you, but I got my nerve back.
Well, that's good.
I just have to say, even though topics are bad, for your emotional health, if these people only knew how brilliant. I have sat and listened to you, mesmerized, when I was divorced in the 70s. I didn't have anything to do but listen to you. And you're brilliant, and you're so darn funny without reading or without using any cards or anything. They don't know that.
Yeah. Well, they don't know anything.
So anyway,
because they're Johnny-come-latelys.
Good luck. Have fun on your vacation.
Thanks, I will.
Bye-bye.
See you. 1242 at WIOD. Now, what was wrong with her? She was like my age. Does that make her an old See, Melvin, you're like, we need to get a more mature board op in here. Somebody's about 90. WIOD.
Hey, I'd like to speak to Neil.
Sure, hold on. Let's go to Miami. Hello? Miami? Buenos dias. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué? Let's go to, was I on the wrong line? There's nobody there. Here's a lady in Lake Worth.
Hello, Neil.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
This is really wonderful to hear because I was getting ready to quit listening to the station.
Well, there are a lot of others who already have, believe me.
Yeah, well, I don't really enjoy listening to people burp and carry. I mean, I don't care. They can do it if they want to, but does that really make a radio show?
Exactly. I mean, if it happens spontaneously and it's funny, that's one thing, but not for 4 hours or 8 hours.
I agree with you on that. And there's some good stuff that you guys do, but this is like, oh, come on, not this kind of day again.
Yeah.
So I'm real happy to hear it.
Well, see, that's the problem. You got like a couple hundred 19, 20-year-old pinheads out there who want to take over the whole radio station and turn it into like their own little circus, okay, where they can be wise guys and make little sounds and call each other. In fact, yesterday, Rick and Suds had these, and I can't believe, I mean, again, I'm not trying to interfere in their show, but they got these two guys, Eddie and I forget who the other one is, and they had them on together. Back and forth with the one with the Ferrari, and those guys are like they want to take over the whole show.
Well, I've also
I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than when the callers start taking over the program. Believe me, I've been doing this a long time, and there's nothing more repetitive and more ponderous and more of a turnoff than that.
You're right, and I'm noticing it with Rick and Suds to where they could usually lay back and be mellow with it. They're starting to react to it, and this is what these guys are wanting. They're wanting a reaction, and you guys get off track of what you do that's excellent by these, ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, we need to talk to a more variety of people instead of people who just want to make sounds out of certain parts of their body.
Whatever part that happens to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it up. You guys are wonderful.
Thanks.
I'm glad this is coming around.
Thanks
I'll
a lot.
listen to you.
Okay.
Bye.
1245 at WIOD. Now, what is that? I see that you'll have to explain. He puts a message on here. Nick called to comment on the show. Everything is just fine. What does that mean? What does that mean? WIOD.
Yes, Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, buddy, I'm going out to San Francisco in a few weeks. Can I call you collect from there?
Yes, sir, bud.
I'll give you a spy report on our good friend.
Oh, man, I can't wait to hear that. Can we hear him sing?
Yeah, I'll try.
Maybe you can tape some of his singing, because I just can't make it through the day without hearing that.
Okay, and I'll call you collect.
Okay.
Can I call on a bat line or something?
No, call on this line. The Palm Beach line's always open.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a swell time. And what is it? He likes it, and tell everyone in the business to stop calling him. Nick? Nick's on vacation this week. I'm surprised he's not up with the Fowler and J&O. Is he not taking that job? Nick, he is taking the job? See, I'm going to need him now because, now that I like Nick, now he's leaving. When Steve was here, we hated each other like poison. He may still hate me, I don't know. But I like Nick. Nick is okay once he's away from Steve. And he's also a very good producer. I mean, like he got Donny Osmond here. I thought he was joking about that. Anybody you want in the world, practically, he can get them, which is amazing. So he really does a good job on it. So don't jump to conclusions, Nick. We may need you around here desperately, okay? Not any more money, but who needs money? Miami.
Neil.
Yeah.
Listen, 34 years old. I've been listening to you since you started down here. Okay, I used to listen. I'll tell you how far back I go to with Talk Radio Miami. I used to listen to the Luther Evans show.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
May he rest in peace.
And that's right. He was great. I used to love him.
He was a good guy.
He really was. But anyway, I want to let Melvin listen to this. I've been listening to you for years. I go way back, talking Madeline Murray O'Hare, casino gambling, all the way back. It's fantastic what you're going to do because all of these people that have been listening to you, they don't know what they're going to be in for. They're going to stay and listen to you.
I'm glad you mentioned Madeline O'Hare because I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind having her on again.
Hey.
I just got burned out on it because you do the same things over and over and over again, but now it's like I've had a 3-year rest, okay? But I think people like her need to be on again.
Absolutely, and I think these young people who listen to your show might really start to enjoy it. When I was young, I started listening to you when I was in my 20s, early 20s. I loved the shows. I listened to you all night when you were on from 8 to midnight. The shows were fantastic. I couldn't turn it off.
Marvin, when you stop sucking around, I mean, Marvin is so, I don't know what his story is.
Let me ask you one question. One topic, though, one thing you're not going to do. Stay away from election coverage with your buddy.
Oh, my buddy, my former buddy. Now, I'm glad you didn't want to mention Ed Cohen by name, okay? Ed used to be a nice guy. I liked Ed like we were related. I mean, we had a great friendship. And as soon as I stopped doing that boring, monotonous talk, he attacked me. He wrote this column he writes in the Kendall Ledger. Or something,
I remember you.
And he ripped the crap out of me. I couldn't believe it. Now, this is so typical of the people you meet in this town. Fair weather friends.
Well,
okay?
let me tell you.
And as soon as I couldn't put him on the air anymore to make him into Mr. Little Celebrity and to do his boring, he used to come on and kvetch. There would be all these. I mean, I had some fun with him, but my God, he was as boring as watching paint dry.
Well, the only thing that may happen, though, some of your producers may end up going into becoming a talk show host. You know what happened before. But let me ask you, does that mean Stan is going to go back to topics, too?
Have a nice day.
Listen.
Yeah.
Can I just say hello to Tom D'Amico?
Stan is going to have to get a life. You know what I mean?
All right, get a life, and Tom D'Amico has a life. He's a good man.
Okay. See ya. 1249 in WYOD. And again, Randy and Stan, whatever they do here while I'm on vacation, more power to them. I don't expect them to be serious or just have a good time, okay? You don't have to try to be Neil Jr. By the way, what happened to Randy? I don't see her today. Boy, you talk about intimidation, man. No, well, seriously, I'm not going to say it. She's a very nice person. I like her a lot. I think she's going to have a lot of fun with the audience while I'm gone. But I'm not comfortable working with other people. And I was thinking about that coming in this morning. There's very few people that you hit it off with. Now, I'll say this, for all of his backstabbing and all of his... Glenn and I worked okay for a long time. Till he got a gigantic ego, everything was fine. Caprita worked with us great. Bill Calder and I, tremendous because we're good friends. We have a mutual sense of humor. We understand each other's humor. We had some of the best times in INZ after midnight when I would stick around on his show. I mean, really funny stuff, roaring on the floor, laughing stuff, okay? But it doesn't work with everybody. Like Stan. Stan's a good friend of mine, but when he's on his show here with me, it's like there's nothing there, okay? There's no crossover. So there's just a certain chemistry that you either have it or you don't have it, like Rick and Putz. It's a perfect matchup because one of them is an emotional basket case and gets hysterical all the time, and the other one is very level-minded, very calm, never gets flustered. Or are you going to eat?
Is that okay?
Buttload.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a little spot here. Rick Riley's in the building, looking very surly. 10 to 1 o'clock at WI. You're not going to let those guys on again today, are you? The guy with the Ferrari and the guy with the wedding or whatever. Oh, man.
They're coming in live.
Oh, good. I like that. I'll stick around. Toyota of Hollywood, Southeast's largest... Oh.
And that's that.
12:55 at WIOD. Rick Riley's in here giving me a little seminar. Now, wait a minute. Sean Bosky.
That's right.
It came to me during a break.
Yeah.
Did you see the game?
No, I didn't see the game, but I saw it in the paper today.
Oh, thank you,
And I knew you were waiting. Also, one other thing I wanted to tell you.
Yes.
Have you noticed today, since you made your announcement, how many more women are calling in?
Yes, sir.
than
Dramatic,
before?
frightening, including some under the age of 100.
Right. Excellent.
And, well, all the calls have been good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more.
Right up until now. No,
Thank
it's just
you.
a little joke. Now, thanks a lot, pal.
Okay,
See ya.
bye-bye.
12:55 at WIOD. See, Mr. Smarty Pants? Now, what did Nick... I don't understand what the message from Nick was, because naturally we depend on Nick to take our direction here at WIOD, which is why we're on the bottom. What was it? He thinks I'm doing the right thing? Is that it? Or no? He's... The way they type in there, man, I'm telling you. WIOD, typing 101. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. You want to speak to Neil?
Yeah.
Hold on. He's happy because now he has something to do. Okay, yeah. Don't let him leave us. I'm telling you, now we need him here. Open his mic for just briefly. Oh, we're up on the news.
Briefly, the key.
Why have you got such a short cord?
What are you talking about?
And what is it?
I just came in to spend some time with you to
hold my hand.
To
hold this.
Share my affirmations of how great the show has been today. Now, are we?
I
supposed
thought Marvin was bad, sucking around. See, this is not like a big dramatic thing. I mean, I'm making it into it because obviously there are going to be some changes that I'm going to make for personal reasons because I feel I need to move in a little, more.
But you're our lead-in, so it affects me. If you notice, I mean, you say you listen, but the first hour is like your show, of our show. And then they finally lose interest and we get going in our own direction from like 3 until 6.
Boy, Gary came in and shook your hand?
Yeah. Among other things.
I'd start worrying a lot.
Well, he didn't know why, so don't worry about it.
Boy.
But now, can I have guests now or can't I? When we had guests, you say, guests, we can't have guests.
Can you? You're asking me for permission?
Well, our guests kind of dwindled away because it was like open forum.
Because you were having tragic guests, okay?
Right.
Now, don't let Nick start foisting on you these...
Nick is great.
He is, but he can get anybody you want. You don't have to accept the easy pickings like self-promoting Penny Daniels from next door. Those shows have been done in this market. Oh, here's the TV anchor. And I've had him. I mean, I like Hambrick. He's a good guy, but he's boring on a radio show.
But not with us.
What?
We lend a different dimension. They've never been on with us. Right?
Are you listening to me? You asked me a question. I'm giving you the answer, and now you're arguing as usual. You're being the temperamental, argumentative O'Reilly that everybody, Ricky Ticky said you were.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they doing... They're dying over there, aren't they?
I hope. I mean, I don't know.
Let's call up Cy Hirsch and find out. Here's a call in Lauderhill. It could be Cy right now.
Hey, Neil.
Hold on a second, okay? Because I screwed up. Are you there? No, well, they weren't there. You're in luck. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think you're fooling me here because I think Sheriff Sick got to you.
Yeah, that's it. I have to confess, Sheriff Nick came knocking on my door at 3 o'clock this morning. He said, straighten out or get out.
Yeah, I think, a little pressure on you. Got you speeding on 75 or something.
Yeah, that must be it.
Hang on a second. I got some friends here that want to say that they're real sorry that you're changing your ways. Hang on, okay?
I'm changing my ways? I didn't say that.
Sing.
What is it?
Okay, there you go.
Okay. 12:59 at WIOD. See, we'll have a couple like that every day, and it'll be just like old times. 2 o'clock they'll be on, sir. Back at you. We have one open line in Broward, 524-LOAD. 524 WIOD. Okay, I'm going to take a little breather here. Charles, who wanted to sit in on the show today and should know better because, Charles, we don't ever want you coming back, brought a cigar down. I haven't smoked a cigar since I had my stroke.
You look relaxed.
And I've been smoking this since I was sat down. How does one cigar last for 4 hours?
Was there as much food here last time as this time? Because it's like gone.
No, but there was a lot.
I didn't bring...
And look who just came in.
My lunch.
What are you talking about, man? I had to come in.
Yeah. With her dark sunglasses.
Yeah, Johnny Dark Center in.
With her Johnny Dark sunglasses. You should have seen him eating in here. You would have puked. You would have breathed.
Sure.
Okay, we got Gail Not So Bright with the 1 o'clock WIOD news. Then we're going to come back with our big 1 to 2 hour. We might even play the Grepsing intro just to keep some of the people pacified. Rick and Putz are going to be here to analyze our entire show from 2 to 6. Hank Goldberg on Sports Talk at 6:05. And G. Michael McGay sits in for Stan Major at 8 o'clock tonight.
WIOD, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. South Florida's news leader is News Talk Radio 610, WIOD. Depend on it. News Talk Radio 610 WIOD presents Neil Rogers. To get in touch and talk, call 751 WIOD in Dade, 524 WIOD in Broward, or 655 and 278
106 at WIOD. We have Randi Martin in here today briefly. What is it?
I came in for the 1 to 2 hour.
Did you?
Mm.
Well, it's almost over. And what's his name? Fat Face is filling his face here with Caesar salad, enough to kill Caesar.
I beg your pardon? Fat Face?
Yeah. You got cheeks like a chipmunk. If you got fat again, you'd look just like a chipmunk.
Well, if I got fat again.
Like Johnny Dolan.
Were you
Hollywood, welcome to WIOD.
Hi.
Yes, sir.
It's about damn time.
For what? That I picked up the phone?
No, I've waited for you before. I haven't called you since you were on Zeta, but the morons. I mean,
the slime balls.
The bits are funny.
The misfits.
The bits are funny. Your humor's funny. But, God, last week I was listening and I put on TV and watched Sally Jesse.
Really? Well, that is desperate.
Well,
what did she have? Did she have the 600-pound lesbians on last week?
You know what she had on today?
No.
Yeah.
She had the Mutant Ninja Turtle transvestites.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites.
And I have to say one thing, Neil. I had a stroke 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I know what you went through, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. The only problem is, when you have a stroke or a heart attack, I guess, unless you have a real bad one and you have some permanent disability, like, the side of your face or something like that, people don't understand because you walk around. In my case, I've lost a lot of weight, so I look better than I did before, and they think you're in perfect health, and it takes months, as you know, to fully recover from a stroke. And these people don't understand that.
No, they don't. I'm 35 right now, and I was 31 when I had it, and I never really fully recovered. But people don't know by looking at me.
Yeah.
And, your vacation, the morons I heard yesterday saying that, the ratings, you shouldn't go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they should go to hell.
They're going. They're on their way. They're already in purgatory and on their way south.
Well, like I said, I've been listening to you for a long time since you started doing... when you were doing issues over on the other AM station. And like you say, maybe a little variety will help. I mean, but these morons...
Well, you haven't heard many of them today. Like one or two slipped in there for about a half a second, and that's it.
Oh, the callers have been the best that I've heard in months.
In months.
Exactly. So, well, just continued good health and have a nice vacation.
Thanks a lot. Wasn't that nice?
It was nice. And I agree with him. I was listening.
You agree with him on what? Now, this isn't going to alter what you and Stan do, is it? Because I want you just to have a good time.
What me and Stan are doing.
Well, what are you going to do Friday? Because today's already Wednesday.
Well, I'll figure that out on Friday.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever you want.
I'll do whatever I want.
And don't pay any attention to him because he is ready to blow in a moment's notice.
Is he really? He's on the
like
edge?
A ticking bomb.
Extremely
I'm serious.
volatile. Yeah.
He is like a ticking time bomb, and all you got to do is look at him cross-eyed, and he starts getting red in the face. Were you listening?
Sometimes I don't even say anything, and people imagine I say things.
A few weeks ago, were you listening the day that he lost it and Putz had to take over the show because he got so emotional because some guy said he looked like a chipmunk or some stupid thing like that, and he went nuts.
I did.
Oh, no, it was the guy who called about Steve or something like that, and Steve is going to come back and they're going to drive you off the air.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? As long as you get paid.
I needed a nap. Nothing's wrong with that.
Oh. Anyway, here's a message from the Florida Bankruptcy Center for our friends at QAM. And I do want to thank them from the bottom of my parts for these
present for you.
Beautiful New York Mets socks. This is class.
Because you keep saying
now, it would have been nicer if the color wasn't worn off of the number one, but I understand the image is tarnished a little bit, so it kind of fits in, okay? But that's a heavy-duty outfit. When they send me over a pair of Mets socks, you know that they're all heart.
That's not worn off. That's spit.
Yeah, well, we managed to shrink wrap it again before we...
On closer examination, you're right.
Yeah.
In fact, it looks like Jay had a little accident in there. How's Jay doing?
Great. Hi, Suds.
I love those oldies on QAM.
Brian, Neil's having a party.
Anyway, if you're being harassed by...
Got a topic?
By creditors... Like I said, thank God for Rick Riley, because the other one is so out of control. If you're in danger of losing your home or car, it's a cross. No, seriously, that's a cross between cauliflower and broccoli. See, they don't want to piss off George Bush. So they watered it down a little bit, okay? And he said, hey, that's not so bad.
So what do you call it?
It's called the broccolour or caulibroc or something like I don't know. I'm not making that up. It's from the Fresh Veggie, and we thank them again.
Yeah. Not enough food,
it's good stuff, too.
Great.
Well, there was enough food, but Johnny Dark came in here. Now, if they tie him up and put him in the corner, here's a lady in Los Angeles on her dime.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, some of us aren't cheap anyway.
What's going on?
Well, I wanted to call and thank you for my autographed Miami Miracles pennant that my husband brought me out a week ago.
Yeah.
He went to see you at one of the games, and he kept telling me he had this big surprise for me, and he came and he brought me the pennant.
Well, he probably told you that on your wedding night, too, but that's another story. That was a lie, too.
Right. But anyway, I was going to wait and call you next week when I got home, but I heard you were going on vacation.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have it up on my mantle above my fireplace here. And my roommate's from Texas, and she's so funny. She's so straight. We were sitting here telling her what your show was like, and she just kept looking at me with her mouth hanging open.
Yeah. Well, they do that in Texas a lot.
Yeah, they do. They do. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do was call and thank you, and I can't wait to get home in a couple of months to hear you.
You can't wait to get here?
Yeah, can you believe... Well, have you been in L.A.?
Yeah, it's no speaking English. They got all those Chinese and Vietnamese signs up.
Well, it's not even those people that drive you crazy.
Oh.
I mean, if you think it's mindless in Fort Lauderdale, you should be in L.A.
Well, it's kind of laid back and laid out. But the good thing about L.A., you can't see any of them because the smog is so thick.
Hey, that's my home.
It sucks. It used to be great,
LA?
but boy...
Used to be great. Yeah, oh yeah. Where are you?
In Playa del Rey.
Oh. That's a great place.
Yeah.
By the fire pits.
By the
Go out and have a barbecue on the beach. It's the only...
I heard they caught Bob Barker shooting pigeons in Playa del Rey. Is that true?
She's right by LAX.
Oh,
yeah,
the big lax.
Oh, that's a nice neighborhood. Woo!
No, it is a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
It is?
You know where Palos Verdes is?
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
I went to the track at Hollywood Park, which is in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And all they have there are funeral parlors and cemeteries. Am I right?
Yeah.
Man.
But that's inland. She's where it's happening.
Yeah.
She's on the
by
beach.
the beach.
Yeah. So you can actually see other people?
Oh, yeah.
Because in,
lot of
in
them.
Hollywood, you can't see anything. I'm serious. You can't even see the
Really?
Hollywood sign on the
You
hill.
know, in Hollywood, I got a jaywalking ticket the first week I was out here. Have you ever heard of anybody getting a jaywalking ticket?
Oh, in L.A.? You don't step off that curb, you bet.
But have you noticed that if you do step off the curb, the cars stop?
Well, this
That's the
didn't
law.
happen. I mean,
Exactly.
it's a
And there are a lot of wise-ass people out there. I don't want to say what kind of minority groups, but there's some minorities that like to flex their muscle by daring you to drive on. They stand on the curb, and then as soon as you get near them, they step off on the street and dare you not to stop.
That's right.
It's like a game.
You know, if they had that law here, we'd never move. The cars would never move.
That's true, but everybody always says, walk out
Yeah,
of the
then we couldn't have the kamikaze strut that we do on the Miami beach. I love that. On the Hallandale and on the beach, they wait till the sign says don't walk, and then they get their cane or their walker, and they march, staring straight ahead, and dare you to hit them, hoping that you will.
In slow motion.
Yeah.
Well, they always tell you, yeah, go ahead and walk across the street. The cars are stopped. But I always think, my luck, I'll walk out, and it'll be a tourist from New Jersey or something, you know. Latin.
We'll run down to Hermosa Beach and have a great day.
Oh, I will. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Why'd you blow her off? 117 at WIOD. She was getting a little boring. Boynton Beach.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
This is Uncle Bill, the Cub fan.
Yes, sir, Bill. We did it. We won a game, Bill. Let's put up a big billboard.
I'm parallel.
That Ivan Boski or Sean Bosky or whatever his name is, he is doing it.
He's a good Polish kid, and he'll
Yes, sir.
help out the White House. Listen, did you get my fax yesterday?
About?
The tickets. We'll be up there for the 10-game home stage.
Oh, yeah,
the
I appreciate that, but Disney and Company here, they get us our own special stash. We get our own tickets. We always get good seats.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, we got that second row locked up, so I thought maybe if you were going to sit over at Murphy's Bleachers and listen to it and watch it on TV, I was going to help you out.
Oh, no, we get primo seats over there. We had a great time, and I'm sure we will again this year. We might even win one of the games. I doubt it, but it's possible.
I'm staying for all 10, so...
I just want you to know that Harry is incoherent, okay?
He certainly is.
Last night, I don't know what they're drinking in Montreal, but he lost it totally.
Labatt.
Totally.
Labatt, eh?
That'll do it every time, eh?
All right.
Okay, see you in the big city.
All right.
Boy, what am I? Oh, must be the cigar is finally getting to me. I haven't smoked one of these in weeks. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I was surprised to see you smoking that.
Well, I don't. But Charles brought it all the way down from Fort Lauderdale.
Was that an enlightening call yesterday about the guy whose dad never listens to radio?
Yeah, about the Cuban kid?
Yeah.
However, didn't you also wonder, did he say he had a diary?
No.
No.
Well, maybe it was his estranged dad.
No, seriously. What happens in a lot of those families is that the parents take the diaries that are for the whole family, and they never give them to the kids.
Well, you didn't hear the other guy call. He said that there were 5 in his household, and he was in charge of filling out all 5 of them.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you how accurate they are. We all live and die by the same acts, but I thought that was very enlightening.
Let me say this to you, though. You can keep making excuses forever.
What did I just say?
But unless the numbers are there,
exactly,
it's off to the Florida bankruptcy.
We were up, weren't we?
Marginally.
I still want to find
and by
out
the way, I don't want you to make you feel bad because you did well. But Alex didn't have a 1.
No, that was only for demonstration purposes. If I did I was trying to average them out for you quickly on the air. Okay.
Well, let me do it this way. Okay, let's say he had a 3.5.
All right.
A 3.3.
Okay.
All right. He had a 2.8. 3 times. So that's 8.4. So let's see. That's 6.8. So that means he could have had as low as a 1.8 the last month. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you guys had an 8.7. 2.9 times 3 is 8.7.
Okay.
Okay. That's how you do it. Believe me. Trust me. So that would have been 3.3 and 1.8 is a 5.1. That would mean you had a 3.6, which would be phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it was great.
That's what I'm saying. Because his best number dropped off, and he left us with his worst too, right?
We knew you were going to go up.
We didn't know nothing. I'm glad you have the confidence, and I appreciate it.
You know, the summer heat is here, and if your air conditioner is giving you any kind of problems, like not cooling properly, here's the answer. Food fight. They're going, I'm telling you, all we need is John Belushi in here now. They're going nuts. Randy and, what's his name? I told you, watch out for him at the drop of a hat.
Really?
He'll turn on you like a weasel.
Goes off the edge here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a chipmunk.
You think
Miami,
like a chipmunk?
Miami Flakes.
Chipmunk.
Well, let me ask you this. What?
Yeah. Lauderhill.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to Chicago next week.
Great.
Going to see the Cubs play.
All right.
That's the whole idea. No, I was listening to you this morning, and I heard what you said, and I think you're right. It does need a new direction.
Oh, man.
It was
new what?
Your show does need a little bit of a new direction.
Oh, direction. Okay, I thought you said something else.
No.
Hey! Way back! Might be out of here!
All right, Harry.
He's did it again!
Harry's the best.
Yeah.
And he does tend to get that Budweiser, though.
Well, yeah, a lot in Montreal at Labatt's, eh? He's doing it up big time, but he's still great.
I'm taking my girlfriend. It's going to be her first time going to a Cub game.
Have you been there?
I've been there. I grew up in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I can say to you is when you go there, have a good time. And your show, I think it's a great show. I picked you up when you were on Zeta in the morning. And I think there's room in your show for your humor, which is fantastic. And there's place for topics. There's a place for moronic.
Yeah, and let's keep all those belchers and pukers in the afternoon.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit to add a little here and a little there. But I really think you're doing a hell of a job there. And I like Rick and Suds too. And I find myself listening to Mike in the morning. So
great.
Yeah.
Well, we need it, boy. We're dying.
Well, you get us turned on to some of these things, and you start listening.
There's
to
only 8
guys.
people left in Dade County who speak it English, so we can't afford to lose any of you.
Yeah, you got that. Okay, Neil, well, I guess that's about it. Maybe
okay, and tell Ed McMahon we hope he has a nice time.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah.
That's Ed on the phone. You know that, don't you?
As long as he's got money.
Who?
Ed.
That's what he's calling for. He's got the guy's $10 million. W.I.O. Dean.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to speak to Neil. I got cut off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's the same schmuck. W.I.O.D. Hello? Okay, watch. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to say hello to Charles out there. Listen, I know you've been expressing your...
you want to what?
Just say hello to somebody out there. Now, I could use the
like, in other words, you want to use the airwaves to transmit a personal message, which is against FCC regulations, sir?
No. I don't want to tick you off in any way.
Can't do it.
Okay, I don't want to do it.
All right, let's get to the crank part. Come on.
Okay, I just wanted to say, I know you've been expressing your disinterest with the quality of callers today. I know you have a 7-second grace period. Can't you just cut out some of these people? You know?
Yeah, I like that. 27 after 1 at WIOD. It's very simple, very quick. Here's, oh, this ought to be good. Hello.
Ex-Chronic here. How are you?
Okay.
You remember me? Mr. Topical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I've reformed. I haven't called you in months.
Yeah, but what happened there for a few days when you were like a child?
It's a problem. It's chronic sickness. You have to get cured.
It's a disease.
Went to the same doctor that Mr. Radio is going to go to. No, anyhow, I'm pleased with the changes. Just wanted to let you know.
How do you know you're pleased with the changes? We haven't done anything.
Well, I heard what you're going to be doing.
What?
Getting a little more serious.
Yeah, maybe.
Cutting out, these...
Cutting out all these morons.
Like me.
No, I didn't say that. You said it.
Well, you always call me names and stuff.
Well, you deserved it.
But I'm all right now.
Well, you see, it isn't just the topics, but it's the problem. Well, I don't want to go through the whole thing. You know what it is. It was a handful of pinheads who just wanted to use the radio station as a vehicle to make guttural sounds. That's what it was.
Like Johnny Dark?
The good example.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, Neil, anyhow, I just want to call and let you know I'm pleased. You overdid the Nick Navarro thing a little bit too much last week, I thought.
Are you out of your mind? Are you nuts?
I think you overdid it.
You know what?
What?
Everything I said about you before
is true.
Multiply times 10.
That was one of the funniest shows.
What?
That 2 Live Crew and
Is that on? Because he's on the other phone now. Once he gets on the other phone, it's pointless. He's not even listening.
He's having a good time, though.
No, I'm asking, is her mic on? That's the question. Oh, it is on. Okay.
That was the funniest show.
What show?
When you were...
No, it was not the funniest show.
It was one of the funniest.
It was okay.
It was a good show.
Which one are we talking about?
What, 2 Live Crew, Nick Navarro.
No, but you see, the bottom line is the thing I did with playing the record, which was the cleaned up version of the record,
right,
and trying to get everybody to play it in the car and roll the window down. Now, see, if we had the audience that I used to have and had people who understood the whole point of it, something would have happened.
But I'll tell you something. I was up
Nothing
Plantation.
happened.
Something did. I heard
What?
2 cars with windows rolled down.
But there was never any conversation about it. In other words, not enough happened that it meant anything, okay? You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're dealing with people whose IQ are smaller than their waist size, you got a problem.
That is a problem.
And most of these young guys have got small waists. Real small.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Like with that look.
Well, I think you're right.
With like some kind of a sexual overtone to that. There might be, but that isn't what I meant. Although some of them. Boca.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Let me say it again. Are you in Boca?
Yes, I am.
And I said hello, and you said yes, and then there was like this...
It was a surprise to hear you.
Oh.
It was shocking.
Almost as shocking as it is to hear you.
Maybe so. But I think you did a great job with the 2 Live Crew. That was terrific.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and defend or debate every show that I did. And first of all, the guy that just called on the mobile that you're referring to is such a jackass to begin with. He is another one of these self-appointed program directors who'd like to sit out there every day and tell us what we should do and what we did right and what we did wrong, and he can blow it out his butt, okay?
You're right. Yeah.
He can blow it right out his big exhaust.
That's good. Listen, I'm trying to get in touch with that EJ guy.
Yeah.
Do you know how to
call Stan? 131 at WYOD. How do you like the call so far?
I like the calls. A lot of women are calling.
Yeah.
A lot of folks older than
us.
12 are calling. That's a good sign. People that can speak English.
Yeah, but you understand on Friday when you're here, all the leches are going to be calling, making guttural sounds. You do understand that.
Well,
you're prepared for
then
that.
have them come up with new guttural sounds.
Because Bill Calder said to me last night, boy, on Friday, she's just not going to be able to handle that. He didn't say that. He didn't say that, but it sounds so good. I just like getting him in trouble, because he deserves it. Palm Beach.
Hey, Randy and Neil, how you all doing?
Okay.
You know, Neil, boy,
And Randy and Neil. See, now I've even got, like, second billing.
Well, I just want to make this clear.
I can handle it.
I'm not in here as a
I know, Randy, but we're looking forward to hearing you for a day anyway.
Thank you.
More than a day, I can't be sure.
I just want the whole show. That's
you like my ex-wife, you want everything. Anyway, Neil, you really, really made me thirsty. You mentioned that Labatt's beer. That is great
First of all,
beer.
it's not Labatt's. It's Labatt's.
Yeah, Labatt's, tomato, tomato.
Lambada.
Yeah, they get a lambatomy, right. I got to tell you.
By the way, we do have one open line in Broward and one in Boca, and I wouldn't want to let the guys down at 2.
You got a bunch of butt-kissing listeners. I'm telling you, they like your change when you haven't even changed. It's unbelievable.
Are you attacking our wonderful audience, sir?
Just one.
Is that what you're doing, sir? You're attacking our wonderful, lovely audience that has this great butt-kissing ability? Is that what you're doing?
I'm telling you, right? They all have noses that are so brown that I don't know.
No, I think the bottom line is there are a lot of people out there who are getting sick and tired of hearing the same crap on the air as I was, and they're just tickled to death that it's not there. Even for just one day, they're relieved.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, many of us have followed you from your old late night shows.
Yeah, I see in my rearview mirror, yeah.
I got to tell you that, we're fans of yours, those of us that are true blue fans. I want to, anyway, I don't want to be ponderous. I want to tell Jeff Ryder up in Pompano that he is a butt bag.
Douchebag.
A butt bag.
See ya. And he's talking about the other callers. 133 at WIOD. That was on the Palm Beach line. I just mentioned that in passing. You'll enjoy that line the most. Miami.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
It's Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
I'm proud to announce that my brother's an uncle and I'm a father.
Well, congratulations,
Thanks
Tony.
for that. Monday, my wife gave birth to a baby girl.
Okay, and whose was it? I mean, what's the name?
Alexandria Victoria
That's
Gomez.
great. Outstanding. You losing any weight, Tony?
Well, already 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And still, I haven't been eating that much. I've been nervous a lot.
Yeah.
Before like the last 2 weeks of my wife's pregnancy.
Oh, this is your first baby?
Yeah, my first baby.
Oh, great. Now, looks like your wife, I hope.
Yeah, she's big. 7.5, 7 pounds.
Like I said, she's going to look just like Tony.
She's long. She was 20 inches long. I mean, she's beautiful.
Yeah. 20 inches long. I didn't know they measured babies.
Well, they measure them by centimeters, and then they cut it,
They cut it in half, yeah. That's only on the male children.
And you have twins.
Yeah.
So, no, that's what they thought she had when she walked in the hospital. She had twins, and they had to take another sonogram and decide to see if it was twins or not, because she had a big stomach. When I married her, she weighed...
No, you're supposed to send your wife in for the sonogram, not you, Tony.
No. She weighed 120 pounds, and then when she gave birth, she weighs 172 pounds.
Woo!
Big woman.
Yeah, she gained a lot of weight.
Well, I'll tell you, there must be a lot of rumbling in that neighborhood, I'll tell you that.
So my brother's an uncle for the first time, and
Great.
he's happy. Ricky is happy like crazy.
Well, he's always happy. He's always smiling a lot. I'm not sure I know why, but I think I have a good idea.
And I called to say I'm a dad now.
Well, congratulations, Tony. You're okay in Arbo. Keep up the diet, please.
All right, Neil.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Good luck.
All right, bye.
Well, how nice.
135 at WIOD. I think Calder was right. And now he loves you. He thinks you're just marvelous.
I love him. He's marvelous, too. He still owes me a bagel, by the way.
Does he? Well, I'm sure he'll be right over with it.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of food, if you want a fabulous steak, did I ask you this the other day? Randy was telling me a thing during the break about Channel 4. Does it give you an idea of what slime bags they are? They went over to Waxy yesterday morning, or Monday?
Monday.
To tape Udel's first morning on the air. Now, is that pathetic? Is that embarrassing? I mean, he's about as exciting. He's about as much news as a snowflake in Utica in December.
We'll be there tomorrow. Utica.
Yeah. Oh, Greg?
No, Channel 4.
And Jeff Chase. Oh, we can't mention his name, sorry. North Miami Beach.
How you doing, Neil?
Great.
I remember you from over at Zeta when you started over there, and you mentioned something before about what they call chemistry, and how you and Dave and the Bird all clicked at the same time.
Yeah.
But then what happened is you became like Ward Bond with the wagon train. Everybody jumped on your train to do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Stan's a great guy. I mean, but when Stan comes on at night, and it's 9 o'clock at night, and he says, everybody put your headlights on for me, to see what kind of an audience he has. I mean, that gets a little ponderous. And he went on and playing your stuff and whose stuff, and it was not spontaneous. It's like that fellow from Detroit, Dick Burton.
Yeah.
Like the call to somebody with repeating the phone number. That's spontaneity. I mean, that just was not...
Spontaneity?
Spontaneous, I'm sorry.
Oh.
That was a new word I made up.
Yeah,
but
I liked
afternoon. But in other words, it was spontaneous where...
But you got to understand, that's this market. There are more rip-off artists and more unoriginal people in this market who have no talent. They have no act, like Johnny Dark.
Well, it's like listening to you. A lot of times, somebody will say something, like you just caught me with that word, spontaneous, okay? And then you'll repeat something, and it goes right over their head like they don't understand it.
Exactly.
And then you go, oh, yes, sir, what were you saying?
Yeah.
And they're totally oblivious And this is what I see. Like,
well, see, I would rather talk to people who have an IQ larger than their waist size.
By the way, I
so
have
at least they can understand. Well, that's good. That's a big improvement. At least they can understand what I'm talking about. We can have a little something as opposed just to people who can understand buttload and douchebag. That's not enough. That's not enough to make a radio show.
There's no crossover. Remember how you said the one time that they accused you of everybody following every word that you said? If you told them to all jump like Reverend Jim, they would.
Sure.
Okay, but that's what, basically, it's true to the fact that they'll get on the show and, douchebag. It becomes so ponderous with...
Douchebag! Yeah.
And then they would do that thing. Remember when you had the lightning round in the afternoon?
Do I ever?
Okay, but it was funny. It was funny.
It was great for a while until they ruined it.
And then it went on, and then all of a sudden it was what? They wanted 4 hours of this.
Yeah.
And see, this is the same thing like with Rick and Suds. Now, they have a great show. They really do. They have the rapport going right now. They're hot right now. But one of the problems that Rick has, he doesn't know when to say when either with some of the callers. He had a woman call last week about she was being charged with child neglect because she was going to work. That call lasted about 25 minutes. And this is where they take over the show like a Super Dave. I don't know if you really know who the Super Dave is.
Well, I've seen him a couple times up at Pompano. He's a big, fat, young guy with a big mouth.
He used to work for Y100.
I know that.
He was the one, if you wanted a cup of coffee, he'd go get the sweet and low.
He was a gopher.
And he was also the kid that would sit there, you know, like when a comedian tells a joke,
yeah,
and they go, ba-boom. That's what he would do. That was his entire job, and nothing more. And now he became a radio maven. And that just, that's what the problem is. You get everybody doing...
Well, see, I don't understand why in this market we got like about a half a dozen people who think that they have some God-given right to come on every station, on every show, and monopolize and call anytime they feel like it and butt in and open up a big mouth and ramble on about stuff that nobody knows about, nobody cares about, nobody would ever care about, and that's the category he and his buddy Mr. Radio fall into. I'm not interested in them or anything they have to talk about.
Absolutely, and this is why...
And then, if you don't put them on, then they start with the crank calls and the abuse and the crap. They ought to both be behind bars somewhere, and I'm not joking when I say that. They're
the thing that he does. Get a life.
Yeah.
Get off the market and get a life.
Okay.
And it just goes on and on.
Okay, have a great day.
Take care, Neil.
143. What are you smirking about?
Nice call. Hitting that button?
No, I just dumped one thing out because there's something... Now, they have informed you of that, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Well, no,
they haven't.
You say,
have.
But they have said nothing. See, that's one thing about this radio station, and I don't want to go back because I'm going on vacation in a couple of days, and I feel great. But they bring people in here, and they sit them down. They tell them nothing.
No, they told me something.
Not much. Not much.
Like I have a list.
No, I'm serious.
No, I am too.
And then they just turn them loose, and they wait for you to do something that they don't like or they don't want you to do. Then they, Jay, you should... See, that's not the way to run a radio station. And I'm not saying that they have to play Butch Boss, but they should sit people down and say, okay, here's where the lay of the land is, and here's certain things to avoid, here's certain things we don't discuss. It's
that was
common sense.
That was late. But that situation I've known about for a while.
No, but I'm just saying they haven't done that. And like Bennett, and I thought he had a pretty crappy act, okay? But even if he were good, he had no chance.
Because he didn't know what was going on.
Exactly. He had no chance. And like these guys in the afternoon, their act is hot. They're doing a great job. Do you see any promotion? Do you see any television spots? Do you open up your newspaper? Do you see a half-a-page ad on a radio TV page that says, Rick and Suds, the hottest thing in the afternoon since the Sunshiner, or anything?
Or Channel 4 here greeting them at the door? Nothing.
Zero. Okay? So all these trends and all these numbers you see right here are a reflection of some of the most pathetic, some of the most embarrassing lack of promotion and lack of ingenuity that I've ever been involved with, okay? And I show up every day because they pay me a hell of a lot of money. I mean, an enormous amount of money, okay? And I like that.
I understand.
What the hell did I just say?
I understand that.
Okay, yeah, I bet you do. Coral Gables.
Neil, I've just been stroking.
Yeah, good for you. Fort Lauderdale.
Neil.
Yes.
How are you?
Okay.
You look good.
Yeah.
When were you over to Burns Steakhouse last?
What?
When were you over to Burns?
Hold on a second, I'll let you know. What are you doing, Melvin? Have you lost? I mean, I know you're not paying too much attention, which isn't unusual, but let's get serious. West Palm Beach.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Things could be worse.
I think Melvin thinks we're going to WKAT, okay?
No, things could definitely be worse. Lee Fowler is asking people to call in and give him kisses over the phone. He has a kiss-o-meter to rate them.
You have to be joking.
No, he wants women to call, and a guy called.
Yeah.
And said, I'll give you a kiss. He says, you're kidding. He says, no. He says, will there be any tongue action? And the guy says, what do you want, tonsil hockey? He says, sure.
There's mine.
He loved it, too. He made the guy kiss him twice. It was.
I'll bet. Well, it sounds like Lee. Anything that's alive.
He's also out there panning for fudge, as if he needs it.
Incredible. Okay.
I thought that was bright.
I feel a lot better now.
All right.
Thanks. Okay, I hope Nick is still listening, okay? That's what you're going to be up with if you go up there with the Lee Fowler show, Nick. You think you got problems here? Why do you keep doing that? You have that look.
It's called smiling. I know you
Smirking.
didn't see it.
No, it's not a smile. That's a smirk. Yeah, like a pursed lips. Like you wanted to give Lee a little kiss yourself.
The raspberries were very tart.
I think raspberry has something to do with it. Anyways. Who? Why does he have to do what?
Bill told him to get out?
No, Bill McQuigg, the Yahoo Texan board op news guy who they made a talk host for a couple of months here at IOD.
Mm-hmm.
Roger sits in here because Ranieri runs his own board.
Right.
Okay, so Roger sits there, answers the phone, plays the cards, does his little thing. And Bill McQuigg came in one morning about 9:30. The first morning he was doing his talk show from 10 to 2. And he says to Roger, hey, what are you doing in here? You got to get out of here. I've got to get ready to do a show.
What does he do to get ready?
Who, McQuigg?
Mm.
He yodels. Now, this is a setup. This is another California call on their dime. There's no way in one day we get 3 calls from California.
Well, first of all, it would be a quarter.
It's a conspiracy.
No, it's not. I just wanted to see if you would wish my daddy a...
It's a setup.
I wanted to know if you could wish my daddy a happy birthday today.
What is that, like your sugar daddy?
No, his name is Brian Wilson. He's 48 years old today.
Yeah, sure.
He is.
You're not Brian Wilson, Jr.
Oh, I am big B.W. Jr. I am your Beach Boy fan, Neil.
Yeah, I know who it is, but don't try to say he's your daddy. He's got enough problems already.
I refer
He
to
didn't
him
get out of bed that often, I'll tell you that. Well, I guess he could have stayed in bed, huh?
I refer to him as my God.
Well, he was evidently doing other things in there.
I would refer to him as my God, not my daddy. But it is his birthday today, and I just want the world to say, happy birthday, Brian Wilson. We love you all. Randy, how you doing?
Fine.
Listen, I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Great.
You are great on the radio, Neil. You are the best. Don't get all depressed, buddy. We are there with you. Even if
That's
you
what I'm
do
afraid
end up,
of, yeah.
Even if you do end up on QAM on Cool Gold,
Yeah.
I'll be listening to you.
I know those oldies, man. I can do all the talk-ups. That's why I keep in practice.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya. One of your people. WIOD.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
How are you?
Great.
Hey, you sound great today.
How you doing?
Oh, back at you. Beautiful.
Buttload.
Oh, come on. Hey, Randy.
Douchebag.
This is G-Man.
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 Hey, how are
It
you?
doesn't sound like the G-Man.
This is the G. I had a rough night. I'm trying to lick my wounds from High-Lie.
Excuse me?
We hit superfecta 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
For how much?
2,400.
Oh, jeez.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm not working today.
Sounds like a real rough night to me. By the way, I want to thank the people at the prestigious Vagabond magazine, the
Randy, you
Vagabonder,
look great.
for this big piece in here, along with me and Ann Bishop.
Oh,
You
she's
have a
a
bigger
beast.
picture than her.
Yeah, well, I'm bigger than she is.
No way.
Used to be.
She's bigger than life
Debbie Ellis,
itself.
I know.
That, too.
Okay, listen, G.
Yeah, man.
Have a great life.
We love you, baby.
See ya. Plantation.
Yeah, hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm so bored with all these people are calling, and they've been telling you how they listen to you since Zeta, and I have been in and out of town, so I know Zeta, but I got to tell you, you're right about the promotion. It's really bad, because I've never even heard about talk radio, and if it wasn't for my car being repoed, I wouldn't be listening to AM radio to begin with. However, I'm glad I am listening to it, because I got this bomb I just bought for my friend Randy. Is everybody following this, or should I slow down? In any case...
You bought a car for Randy?
From Randy, my friend Randy, yeah.
You sold this guy a car?
He sold me his car.
Oh.
He sold me his car, and I should be depressed about it because they took my Shelby, the bank. I sent in the payments, but that's another story.
The bank took your Shelby?
They took my Shelby.
Easy
but
come, easy
now
go.
I found you guys.
Great.
So it's worth it.
See, it all worked out in the end. What goes
all
around
worked out.
comes
I don't know
around.
what everyone's freaking out about the change of format. I don't even know what the format is.
We don't either.
I can't.
And they don't either,
I
but
can't
it's
listen
fun.
to you at work because I found out I ran to work. I tried to put on the AM. It doesn't go out of the Broward Mall. So we got a problem with that. And I got a lot of slime here. Last week was great. This week is, I don't know. I got out the talkers driving me crazy for pink shoes. I got conventions of Italians out here talking about old pizza parlors from 1920.
What coffee did this man have, huh?
82.
Huh?
We said, have a nice day.
Take it easy.
Okay. Let's go to Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, I'm glad to hear you're back now.
¿Qué pasa?
I thought after you dumped the bird, you might go back to doing real radio again, but I'm glad to see you're heading there again.
Well, we didn't want to do it right away. It made him look bad, you know.
I remember the Sunday morning shows you used to do on Winds were hilarious with the Catfish Lady and all of them. I don't think you're going to go back to that area, but...
Well, I'm going to call her, though, because amazingly enough, did you hear that I got a letter from her today, which if I can find where I stuffed it, I've got her phone number now.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
seriously.
She's in Jacksonville or something now?
She's back in Hot Springs, Arkansas. How do you like that? And her husband's retired, and I got her phone number. It's I'm going to call her on the air tomorrow. How do you like that?
She was fun.
She was fun.
Yeah. Well,
and she didn't make guttural noises, and she was not over the age of 100, but she was a fun person, yeah.
I haven't talked to you since I got my Mommy Vice jacket, so I wanted to thank you for getting a Marlin to get it for me. And,
yeah, good old Marlin. How's he doing?
He's doing great, I bet.
Is he?
And no, I don't know. I'm thanking you for getting my jacket, I said. It took me forever to get it. That's how long since I talked to you.
Incredible. Well, those were the days.
And Melvin's doing his own show there. He's no Kyle Isley, but he's pretty good.
He's working on it.
That's right.
He's going to start hanging up on people. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, now is that Chuck Meyer Jr. by any chance? Chuck and Chuck Jr. Chuck brought his son. He's going to pitch for the Pirates tonight. Are you also a Pirate fan? He is. Well, listen, don't let it get to you, okay? I mean, just it was nice while it lasted. Be prepared for the worst because it's going to happen. But, you know, everybody likes a little taste of the glory, okay? Congratulations. It's been a great year. Let's end it tomorrow. That's what the Cubs are all saying. Let's end it tomorrow. We won. Cubs win. Cubs win. We won last night. Isn't that exciting?
Is that a good win? I mean,
well, 2-1. I mean, it was pretty shaky there in the last inning, but we won, and they took Don Zimmer out for rehab. They pulled a metal plate out of his head and inspected it, put it back.
He's a very strange-looking guy.
He's a great guy, though. He is. He's fun. He's funny. He's emotional, like his eyes roll around. In fact, they caught him in the dugout last night. He must have known the camera was on, and he was making these faces and rolling his eyes around, and they put it on the air, and he just cracked up. It was great. Hey, listen, it's like us. We may not be killing the world, but we're having a good time and a few laughs. Right?
Right.
And taking a nice fat paycheck every Thursday.
Well.
Some of us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's take one last call. Hollywood?
Hey, I am calling to thank you. You ran a spot earlier this hour for an air conditioning company.
Right.
So I gave him a bell, and I mentioned your name because the deal just sounded a little... I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I gave them a call. They sound like great people. They're coming out to my house today to do an estimate.
They are. And listen, mention Tom Denenberg's name, and they'll treat you so good it'll be frightening.
I think they do a hat trick if you mention his name.
Exactly. Even better than Frank Mahovlich.
They start walking around on their hands to figure out how big your house is.
Right.
But I'll let you know what happens.
Even Steve Eiserman never saw a hat trick like that. Good luck to you. Thanks, pal.
Hey, have a good vacation if I don't talk to you.
Thanks
all
a
right?
lot.
Bye-bye.
See, now is that instant response?
Absolutely, and the advertiser is smiling, I'm sure.
Exactly. And I am, too, because it's time to go home. Anyway, Randy will be here with us tomorrow hanging out and doing a little stuff and just getting ready, getting the lay of the land, the feel of the crowd, so to speak. Rick and Smut are coming along next. They're going to really, that Rick Riley, man, he's in rehab right now. They got him on the couch. He's foaming.
Down?
He's foaming. Those chipmunk cheeks are exploding. Don't forget, we got G. Michael McGay tonight for Stan at 8 o'clock, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 10.